Well, baby, you've been on my mind. I think about you all the time. Oh, I want to see your face.
Yeah, are you a bourbon drinker? Bourbon drinker? What? Which one's that?
You're so optimistic, which is big, dude.
Wait till you meet me.
We're not broken.
Oh, you like that? Yeah, man.
Is this what it is?
No, I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna let him try some Texas.
The Texas.
Oh God, thank you.
Put his cup. It's good, man.
Thanks, man.
Skelly talks highly of you too, man.
Kaylee's a sweetheart.
Yeah.
You know her from the same hometown.
I did not.
She knows my ex-girlfriend
Uh-oh.
and their whole family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations. I understand 7 years married and you got a kiddo?
Yeah,
How
yeah.
old's the kid?
She's 18 months.
God dang.
Yes, she's a weed.
Hey man, I just downloaded your new album, so that's
Oh.
how I've been listening to it.
Where's
Thanks,
Brandon at?
man.
Very optimistic.
I appreciate it.
No Brandon today?
No, Brandon's coming.
I could have just moved the microphone. That's what I could have. Just like, I'm gonna get around this.
You want to test it out? See where it got you? Yeah, see, I don't do that.
This friend, 20 years without friends. All right.
I understand that. Yeah, for sure. I've gotten a lot better in the last 2 years, mostly because of.
Well, mama. Dude, I'm serious. Like, it's all optimistic stuff, which I dig, man. I mean, you'll meet sour grapes coming in, but
That's usually what people call me.
I mean, age.
I'm usually a pretty cynical person, so.
Miss you.
Let's do it, dude. I'm truly, I am growing it for you. And all my other friends that have no hair.
I'm telling you, I'm follically challenged.
Follically challenged.
So I'll just jump right in, tell you guys about my week. Driving to San Antonio last week.
Do you mind if I tune while you're
Yeah,
talking?
man. It's kind of background music while I tell the story.
I'm like, this is so rude. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Tell me about it. Yes.
So I'm driving to San Antonio for work, and I'm behind an 18-wheeler at 6 o'clock in the morning. And I don't know, it's about 2 car lengths ahead of me, going about 75. All of a sudden, like in slow motion, I see a piece of wood come up, bounce. I tried to swerve a little, boom. Hi, honey! It hit my car. It hit the right side, my lights went under.
Are you okay?
Bump. Yes, thank God.
Oh, my word.
And the 18-wheeler, you can tell, tried to miss it too. It just kicked it up. So,
Oh, it was something on the ground.
Yeah,
Right.
it kicked it up.
And now I'm getting kicked out.
No, I gotta go change. So
Oh.
give me just a minute.
There's some huggers.
And Brandon, that's
Brian.
Good to meet you, Brian.
Twice. Here we go.
There we go.
Oh.
Dan, handsome Dan. How you doing, man? I'm sorry I'm running behind. Let me,
It's all right, we're gonna drink
You're good.
some
Take your
whiskey.
time.
You look like a very busy
Whiskey.
man.
okay, yeah, pour some whiskey.
All right,
Let me get you.
So anyway, so it kicks up. I live in Louisiana, and insured through Progressive, and so I checked the damages. Nothing too bad. I mean, it's bad, but I can still drive it. So I went to work and called them. They said, "Man, can you make it back to Lafayette?" I said, "Oh yes, I can." So the next day, I did work, and then I drove straight through. Kept having to air up my back right tire and my front tire. So the trip normally takes me from San Antonio, about 6 hours. Took me about 10 hours.
Oh, my word.
Get in that morning, go to the body shop. They were so sweet. They're like, "Oh man," I mean, Progressive was on it. They're like, "We'll take care of you. Me shop. We got you. We got you. We'll be ready by the end of May."
Oh.
So they got me a rental car. It was like for 3 days. I went, "How's this gonna work?" So they dropped me off at Enterprise. They put me in a very nice Nissan Rogue, probably about 5 years old. Nice, clean. Get in the Nissan Rogue. Now it's Friday. I have to go work, so I'm actually working from my hotel in Lafayette. I'm About lunchtime, I'm thinking, man, I could really use a Gatorade. Gatorade sounds good. So I go up to get a Gatorade, the car dies.
Oh my word!
So I don't
The
really know
Nissan?
any.
Yeah.
Come
So
on, have a Rogue.
I call those guys up at Enterprise and they go, hey, don't worry about it, Mr. Job. We'll come get you. We'll trade out. I said, I think it just needs jumped, no big deal. So they come and they pull up in a brand new
You can put it over here if you want.
Chrysler Pacifica. Now there's a background here. I love
Minivan. Come on.
This is a minivan on steroids.
I love 'em.
You're gonna see it out there.
Vin Diesel drive.
It's a
drove one,
hybrid.
that one
That's the
movie.
one my wife and I
You
want to
plug
get.
it in, and I was like, I'm not going to plug
Oh, with
this
a hybrid?
thing. Oh my gosh,
Oh.
dude!
Yeah, it's
42
an
miles,
electric vehicle.
42 miles. So if you're just going in, I didn't use an ounce of gas all weekend long.
Yeah,
And then plugged it in. It's just like a phone, man. Drove
it's
on.
serious. Yeah,
So man, I was so happy. I drove to Houston Sunday, right? Stayed with my dad, and then got up and worked this morning. Houston, drove it.
coming from Louisiana to drove
okay.
to Houston.
Yeah, I could drive this thing anywhere. I mean, it is luxury, dude.
Oh, it's a living room on wheels.
It is.
What is
You
it
know,
called again?
A Chrysler
Chrysler
Pacifica.
Pacifica.
I'll show
Oh,
it to you, dude.
Pacifica.
It
I was
is.
thinking Odyssey for some reason.
That's
Well, that's
Honda.
Mm.
And,
The other living room.
I'm going to tell you, man, Dan, it's perfect. I'm going to take
Is that the kind of
seats
van
out.
you want?
I think so now.
Because
Because the ride,
Sprinter.
the ride. Even
Yeah.
my friends who are car guys, they were messing around with it this weekend. They didn't drive it. And
Chrysler.
literally, they were like, I cannot believe this. Like, nice. My buddy has a Range Rover.
Yeah.
Handles nicer than his Range Rover. Now, this
Range
thing-
Rovers don't handle very
this
nicely
thing is
typically.
I mean, it is so smooth.
Yeah.
man.
Well,
So-
and when you turn kind of quick into it, the whole vehicle goes,
Oh,
like,
and-
it's so nice.
And there is some bad roads on, high.
What?
Nothing, man. It just takes it in stride. And then the seats, man, I'm telling you,
Was it leather interior too?
it's a leather, but it's that soft. Oh my gosh.
Rich
Let's check it out after
Corinthian.
this. Dude, it
Yeah, I'll
is.
Give it a little touch up.
Man,
Give a
I'm
little
telling you,
touch
the
up.
room in there. The room.
Yeah.
It's got it's an iPhone with wheels.
Yeah.
And everything's touch screen, and
Yeah, we rented one in Florida. We loved it.
you back out. And I didn't know about this technology.
This is the
Dude,
bird's
top-
eye
the
view.
Bird's eye view.
Yeah, man.
I still can't park with the crap.
No.
But in any angle you want,
Mhm.
me and my daughter were like, "How about this?"
There's a blind
Parks it.
spot camera.
Yeah, they parked it. Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, this thing it's so cool.
Wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
Come a long way
Yeah.
since the Chevy Aerostar.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, I had a Chevy. I still have Chevy Equinox. It's not dead. But I've been wanting something bigger.
Mhm.
Me and Dan and I talk about it all the time.
That's a good mid-size SUV. It'll get you places.
Yeah, but man, I'm on the road. I make musicians.
Well,
like
yeah,
me.
you're living in Louisiana, Lafayette.
Musicians look at me and they go, "How do you do it?"
Yeah, you need to learn how to fly a chopper. That's what you need to do.
You know what's
Ooh,
funny?
that sounds
Is
fun.
You're like the third person that said that to me recently. Dan, are you drinking or are you doing the 75 hard?
I'm good. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm gonna stick with water.
So I've been doing 75 hard. Thanks
What does that
to
mean?
our Hard 75. The
Yeah,
only thing
75
I'm
hard.
not doing is the drinking part.
What is a hard
75
seven-
days, 2 workouts a day,
Well, that's
45 minutes each, one outside.
Goodness
I done one
me.
This morning. It's so cool.
Yeah.
And you got to do a diet.
Okay.
They're not strict. They say, hey, eat healthy, man.
Right.
Read 10 pages a day of a book.
Okay.
No drinking for 75 days again.
Whoops.
What am I missing, Dan? There's a big thing.
Read.
Ten-
Don't eat bullshit.
10 pages.
Work out twice.
Yep.
10 pages.
There's something else. He's the one who turned me on
I
to.
don't remember.
All right. So here's the big question. What 10 pages did you read today?
Oh man, so I read a lot.
Okay.
Obviously, you don't watch the podcast.
I
but
don't
I do cheat.
as much.
Full
Sorry.
disclosure.
I need to.
Hold
Sorry.
on. I do cheat.
Audiobook?
Audiobook. Because
10
I'm
minutes?
driving all the time.
10
No, longer than that.
10 chapters? What?
I
Yeah.
think that can count.
So right now I'm reading this amazing book called Burnout.
Okay.
And so basically it's just Brandon and I are real big on formation. Anything that helps us form, right? So last year my whole title of 2020 was serve. This year's gratitude.
Awesome.
And so for me, what I'm trying to do, I have zero balance in my life. If I'm doing 75 hard, I'm all in. If I'm my job, Somnomed, I'm all in. This podcast, I'm all, so I needed to take a break for a little while, kind of refocus and say, I need some me time. So I went hunting and shot a lot of guns. And it was good. Haven't hunted and shot guns in a while.
How much gratitude did you feel for that?
Felt a lot of gratitude, especially the meat that's in my belly.
You got to honor the kill, right? Like
I
you
always do.
that's that you thank it for its sacrifice. And
I'm a big carnivore guy. These guys know this. And so I think if you're going to hunt, hunt for the right reason.
well, yeah.
What's up, buddy?
Oh my gosh.
Good night. It was.
You're not looking like a scrub at all.
No, not anymore. Hey, look, who am I? I'm playing guitar on a podcast.
Nicky James. He just did a hell of a gig up in, did you see that? Bowman,
And look where you
Montana.
Bozeman?
Nicky
Bozeman,
too.
thank you.
Bozeman, Montana.
Bozeman, Montana.
Oh man. Hey, as a musician,
Yes, sir.
singer,
Uh-huh.
songwriter, you're a musician, right?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Actually, I think I travel for a living and they let me play music
They let you
sometimes.
play music sometimes. Do you ever have days like I'm just wondering where you feel like you just got the ever living fuck beat out of you?
Yeah.
Like, are some days worse than others? Or like,
Oh, yeah.
gigs, like, are some gigs worse than others, more physically demanding?
Well, the man
or
lives
more-
in Nashville.
So-
it's heaven every day.
Before I moved to Nashville,
Yeah.
I had a really great gig. I had a month where I did like the dream gig.
Okay,
right?
what was it?
I was
Playboy Mansion.
I was
sorry.
playing for this band. All right, so full. Are we in or we're
No,
going?
well,
let's
I
just
mean,
use-
we're just warming
up,
We're just
but-
warming
So
up.
I had this. I was playing.
Are we in?
Are we in?
I'm used to hearing that. Yeah, I'm used to hearing that. Are we in?
As when you're that small.
That's fake.
Yeah.
Have you been talking to my wife?
No.
No. So I was playing wine bars, bar mitzvahs, bat mitzvahs,
Yeah.
any coming of age party or death or celebration of life, anything,
Quinceañeras.
everything,
Yes.
Ooh.
everything,
Yeah.
Down here, yeah.
everything. I played on a trampoline in someone's front yard for $300. I was a yes man.
I like this guy. Yeah.
And I did it for like 300 dates a year for like 4 years, right?
Yeah.
All around Florida before I moved to
Okay.
Nashville.
So
I get a phone call. I'm teaching this kid guitar who doesn't want to learn guitar. I get a phone call from his dad saying, hey, who is a guitar player for a really big band, and said, hey, our second guitar player just canceled. Can you jump on the road? And I said, absolutely. Yeah. When?
Sweet.
Thinking like, yeah, I need to learn all this music, like 6 weeks, something like that.
Yeah.
No, 3 days.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have 3 days to learn 73 songs,
Oh,
playing guitar and singing, right? And then we're going to be on the road and we're doing 2,500 to 5,000 cap rooms, like the Grand Opera House in Galveston, the Majestic in San Antonio,
Freaking amazing.
Skirmerhorn in Nashville.
I was going to say Shinedown, but they're a little bigger.
big.
than that.
No,
They're a
it's an
little
older band. This
Okay.
is older than y'all.
Oh, watch out.
It was my mom's first concert.
Hold
if
on.
that gives you any inclination.
Are they from Florida?
No. California, also a Sunshine thing. But
Can we not just say the band? Or is it?
we can. I played for the Beach Boys. I just try not to brag about it. It's weird.
Ooh, fuck
Was John
yeah.
Stamos there at all?
I shared a microphone with John Stamos.
That's
Wow.
one handsome. Besides handsome Dan,
He's a beautiful man.
he's a beautiful man.
He's a beautiful man.
Greek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But to your point, the day after that gig got out, right? The last day of that gig, I
Yeah.
played for 5,000 people that were like calling our names and singing the
yeah.
songs and everything.
Oh, yeah.
The next day, I was at a wine bar playing happy hour from 5 to 7 while people just talked over the whole
Yeah.
set and never
Yeah.
clapped once.
Oh,
And
man.
it was awful.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well,
So yes, I do know that
That's a
feeling.
freaking amazing experience.
It's like a
don't know.
rags
So-
to riches to rags again.
Yeah. So we'll get into it.
So the
but,
guitar
yeah.
player he was sick or he got injured?
probably broke a hip.
No.
Oh, sorry. Too soon.
He chose not to go on the road. I don't want to talk bad about the guy.
Yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
He chose not to go on the
So,
road. that
but
much.
then the tour was over, and then
No, he came back.
he came back.
He came back.
Okay.
Yeah, it's what's called a sub roll. I was
So
just
was
subbing
he?
in for
Did
him.
he choose to go off for about 21 days? I'm sorry.
Ah,
Too soon.
No.
You're looking at me.
I like it.
Blink twice.
75 days. No,
Oh, 75,
Yeah,
okay.
it was for the month of October. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
So
Sober
it was
October is
rad.
a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
I do Sober October.
No.
Yeah, there you go. There you
Okay.
go.
That's
There you-
freaking bad.
So he was drying out. Is what you're saying?
No, that's what you just said.
Yeah.
That,
So this was. So are you from Florida?
Yeah.
Okay.
You want to start? You want to officially do the cheer?
Are
I
we
guess
in?
I guess we
No.
can start. Are we in yet? I just was asking because I got the shit beat out of me today.
I'm sorry to hear that.
And that doesn't happen that often. There's
Full
like-
disclosure. I did kind of hijack this podcast at the very beginning.
That's okay.
So there might be a start to this. But,
That's okay. But can we?
yes.
Well,
please
apparently
cheers.
you
Please
didn't know
cheers.
how to offer our guests.
I tried.
the proper drink.
We joked about it.
He's a bourbon man.
It's okay.
All right, Brian.
how was your day,
Thank
Brandon?
you.
Sorry.
Welcome to Sleeping Around the podcast.
Thank
you
you.
for sleeping around with Dr. Brandon and Matthew.
Thanks for being here.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thank you guys.
So I think we need to not start. Dan already started, but what are you doing?
I cut you off.
Your mom.
What beat the shit out of you today?
Work.
Oh, wow.
Work.
Work. It felt like work today. You know, if you love work or if you love what you do, it's never really work.
That's a lie.
And you work at it,
Yeah.
but you enjoy it.
Right.
And normally that's my day to day. And today, I'm not sure how much I enjoyed it.
Ooh.
Uh-oh.
It was rough.
Well, you're going to have days like that.
Don't they make the better days better though?
Yeah.
I guess
good days
so.
better.
That's
Keep your chin
good.
up.
Yeah, yeah. Thank
Keep your
you.
chin up.
Thank you.
All right.
you.
So
I'll
our
keep my
guest,
chin up.
Brian. So I think we need to do a little backstory, right?
Sure.
So we were so blessed to have Kaylee Bishop on our podcast.
She's the best.
And she came in like a ray of light. I mean, it was, she didn't know a soul, it was just awesome. And of course, you are very good friends with her and sing with her in Nashville. And the one thing she kept blowing me up is she kept telling you, got to have Brian on. You got to have Brian. Would you
Aw.
listen to this? Hey, follow this. Listen to Brian. Man, he's so amazing. Blah, 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 blah.
She is a fan.
She is. She is.
It didn't take a lot of convincing.
She likes you too.
Full disclosure. Full disclosure, it did take a lot of convincing. I went directly to your bio. Your
Right.
website is excellent, by the way.
Oh,
Who's ever
thank
doing
you.
your website?
Thank
Of course, you
That's-
had a clean shaved,
Yeah.
you didn't have a beard on the front. But your music is amazing. One of the quotes I'd like to start off with, I don't usually put our guest on the spot, but when you start a bio saying, he is the Swiss Army knife,
That's a quote.
that is.
That's a quote from my friend Stefan from a Song Divers podcast.
yeah.
And that's how he referred to me. He said that I was a musical Swiss Army knife. And I was like, well, that's a press clipping. Bop.
No, it is. And the other thing that struck me is I've been blessed enough to be around music and musicians. You might be the first that actually puts it out there with he plays guitar and the
Cello.
cello.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, man. Got the student loans to prove it. Let's go.
Yeah.
I was good. I was getting ready to ask that. So it's
Yeah.
music. So before we go there, I thought that'd be a great kickoff point. You're originally from Florida.
I am. I'm from Fort Myers.
I know
Fort
where
Myers,
Fort
Florida.
Myers is.
Yeah.
Where is Fort Myers? 'Cause
Okay, it's
I
where
don't-
high school teachers that are female
Yeah.
can sleep with students.
Is that
Is that too soon?
That sums it right
Is
up.
that-
Yeah,
is
no.
that- I
Yeah.
always give Florida a hard time.
Yeah.
and I
Not
love
in
Florida.
my high school,
I was
clearly.
gonna
but-
say, so was this
And I love Florida, so I give it a hard time. No, Fort Myers is, am I correct? It's south of Orlando
Yeah.
and it's north of Miami.
No. So it is.
Oh.
Is it longitude is up and down, latitude's left and right?
one of those?
All right. Whatever the left and right one is.
Okay.
It's on the same plane of existence as Miami, but it's on the opposite coast. So it's Southwest Florida.
Ah,
And
okay.
it's so
Yep.
if you're in Orlando, you jump over to 95 and you go down the East Coast.
Right.
And if you go to Tampa and go down 75, you go down the West Coast. Fort Myers is down there. About
Gotcha.
130 miles from Tampa, south
From
of Tampa.
Tampa, south of Tampa.
And so
So in Texas, we don't measure by miles; we measure by six packs.
that's right.
Oh, like while you're driving?
Yeah,
No.
like how many
No.
beers did it take you to?
No.
To get down there? I can't speak to that. I can't speak to that.
I will tell you that I just did a road trip
That's
to
terrible.
Mile Zero Fest.
Yeah,
And
he
we
was.
left from Lafayette and drove it.
Wow.
And no, it was fun. I had a musician with me. We brought his cajones. So we loaded up my
Equinox.
last vehicle, my Equinox.
Yeah.
And we had 2 cajones in there. So you can imagine how packed it was.
Yeah.
And there was absolutely positively no drinking or drugs on that road trip.
Absolutely
But
not.
if there would have been, I would say from that road trip to there, it's probably about a good 128 beers.
128 beers.
128 beers.
How many beers per hour were you traveling?
Oh no, we stopped. Did I not mention we stopped? We stopped in Tallahassee, which was an experience. Everybody.
Yeah.
We
sister
kind of
lives
stopped
there.
in Orlando. We got off the road for a Bass Pro Shop, and all roads lead to Disney.
Yes, sir.
And then you get back off. I mean, because I shop like the stereotypical man. I know what I want. I go in there. It was
No
really
dilly
cold.
dallying.
Get it, get out.
Yeah.
And literally from the time we left the major highway,
Mhm.
going to Miami from there. It literally took almost 2 hours, but that's ingenious. It's ingenious.
Well, Disney kind of made that whole city
ingenious.
like Kissimmee is Disney, you know?
Yeah.
And then I passed through beautiful land, Jupiter, Florida.
Jupiter's gorgeous.
Saw how the
You
other
golfer?
half lives. No, I can't stand golf. But no, I saw how the other half live.
Mhm.
And as I kept heading further and further and further south, I just started thinking, man, I love Florida. It gets crazier. And
Oh, yeah.
crazier.
Yeah.
I started on the coast, Gulf
Yep.
Coast, and just going down. And it is, I mean, I love crazy. So it's,
There
Must
are
be.
characters in terms of the most amount of surface area of skin that's visible. It seems like the further south in Florida you go, the more surface area you get to see.
I love that. I've never heard anyone voice that exactly that way.
Yeah.
But that's true because, you know, in North Florida, which is basically South Georgia, it's
Yeah.
it's fully clothed,
Yes.
right?
Oh,
It's-
yeah.
And,
Fully
and it
clothed.
should be.
Yes.
And as you travel south, you hit Miami and you're like, wow, I didn't know they made
yeah.
floss like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
And then you get to Key West and you say that 80-year-old man really should put something on.
Oh, so it goes, it's like, yeah, I get what you're saying. Because
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in Key West and you're 100% correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
And even if they have something on.
Yeah.
So thank God.
Yeah.
You're right.
Thank God.
So you grow up there. So Fort Myers.
Yep.
I'm taking you've always played music.
I started music when I was in 6th grade
Okay.
to get out of PE.
Nice.
Because PE in Florida is hot, as you can
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah.
And so, yeah,
What-
since then,
What a way to get into it. And you automatically went to the cello. Was there another instrument?
I came into this ponytail guy came into the PE thing and said, we're starting an orchestra. Who wants to come?
Right.
So I was like,
Was
get me
that the
out of here.
pitch? Was he like, hey, we're starting
We're
an orchestra?
starting an orchestra.
And you can get out of PE if you join?
That was my first question.
Okay. Yeah.
That was my first inquiry. Will it get me out of this?
and the answer was
And
yes.
the answer was yes. And so I was like, all right, let's go. Sign me up.
I love it.
So we went in and there's like violin, second violin, viola, cello, and bass, right?
Mm-hmm.
And there were a lot of violinists and I really didn't love the sound of the violin initially. It was middle schoolers playing violin is not a good sales pitch for violin.
Right, right.
Viola sounded really cool. It's kind of a rich sound, but I don't know. The cello just seemed cool to me. It just seemed fun.
But I mean, just no experience to music prior to this. No piano lessons. No like-
lessons. No,
just-
I had a harmonica from Cracker Barrel.
Okay. Yeah.
And I would play it to any song that it fit in.
So you liked
I
music?
loved music.
You loved music.
Yeah, I loved like singing and I loved imitating singers that I heard and like I loved that, but I didn't know what to do with it.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
didn't really
So
have
this was
any
like really the first exposure or first
Yeah.
opportunity to
formal like this
Experience
is an
music.
And I
instrument.
love that the catalyst was get out of PE.
Yeah, man.
Okay. Yeah.
I
Let's
just
talk about-
wasn't.
How do you feel about that? Is that still a thing? Like nowadays, looking back
Yes.
and looking at the obesity epidemic that we have in America.
But it's still a thing. You
Oh,
know.
Oh,
children.
you want me to think on a like a mega scale?
yeah,
Zoom
mega
out.
scale.
Okay.
Should we be allowing kids out of PE to play music?
Oh, I don't know.
100%.
I don't know if I'm qualified to answer that question.
I am.
Just-
It was
100%.
good for me.
yeah.
They should
Because
play
I
music.
found athletics when I got to college and in my adult life, and I'm active now. I know it's hard to tell, but I was.
Hey, you got a 17-month-old. You're allowed to have a dad. belly.
You're darn right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Brandon
like
has no excuse.
I love tennis and I love golf. Sorry.
Yeah.
And it's a thing now, and I value it more now than I did. But from my perspective, my brother and my sister, who are both older, were both athletes, and
Yeah.
they were both like star athletes. So when they saw me come into school, the staff was like, "All right, another Sutherland,"
Uh-huh.
and I could not live up to that.
Ah, I
Oh,
see.
okay.
My brother is like 6'2"
Yeah.
and
How tall are you?
5'9".
Oh, wow.
Like generously in cowboy boots.
My brother,
You know, like,
my brother. So I was a football player, and I was decent.
You were
and,
good. You were a
and,
good football player.
did you guys grow up together?
No,
Oh, okay. All right.
no. I wish I didn't know him now. Still,
I was just thinking, how did you know he was a football player?
Well, we kind of known each other.
yeah,
for
we know
the
each other
last
now.
little over
We've
a year.
Oh, okay.
we've shared some pillow talk the last
a
year.
lot of
or
pillow
so.
talk.
Rad.
A lot of
But
pillow talk.
Sleeping reference.
Yeah. So I played football, and I think he kind of found his way into basketball because he was way taller than me, and also because he didn't want to like be in the shadows,
Right.
kind of a thing. Turns out he was a phenomenal basketball player and way better basketball player than I ever was a football player, and went on to play Division I and all that kind
Wow,
of stuff. So
very
he was,
cool.
but he's like 6'6".
Yeah, your brother's huge.
Yeah, he's tall. He's a big dude.
That's cool.
And I'm like, what? How did I get the short jeans? But Anyway, but I think PE. I worry about kids these days, and I have kids.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're active enough. I think
I could get behind that.
yeah, I think we should do PE and music. And I'm not saying that there was anything wrong with your school.
It's called marching band.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
They used to have cellos in that in like the 20s.
Yeah.
They don't
Can you
have it
believe
anymore.
that?
I totally can believe it.
So middle school, you go to the cello, you join the orchestra and you gravitate to the cello.
Yeah. So it's a funny story about that. He started a guitar program too the same day. So I started cello and guitar
Okay.
the same day. The guitar was after school, cello was during school. And it's been like 20 some odd years since.
Wow.
So did you take to it like you did with the harmonica? Did you just have an ear right away?
I think, every kid sounds like garbage for the first year
Wait
or
a
so.
second. Have you heard Justin Bieber when he was young?
Yeah. I saw the videos. No, it's an instrument. Do either of you play guitar?
No.
I look at one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an instrument without frets. So it requires perfect muscle memory.
Yeah.
And it's a lot of time to get that. And it's like an endless pursuit. You're never going to be perfect.
Right.
And so it's an uphill battle. 20 years I've been playing. I had a session this week that I just, for the life of me, couldn't get the damn thing in tune. And it made me be there an extra hour, and it was really frustrating. It was a bad day at work.
Yeah.
But it's just the nature of that instrument. You know what I mean?
Wow.
It's
So
some
how do
days
you-
you nail it.
How do you know with no frets how far up and down
Your ears.
the neck? I mean, so
Scales. You
Yeah,
practice
yeah,
scales. You
yeah.
practice that muscle memory
yep.
and your ears.
Man.
So even if there is, I'm sure there is, you read music, it's
Well, reading music that tells me what note to play.
and you're like,
I'm like, yeah, I could do it.
Right.
Sort, but how do you know the word read? It's muscle memory. You remember it,
right.
and it's just time on the
So
instrument.
you are the first person, not only on this podcast, but I think a person that I got to talk to that played the cello. And
Oh,
apparently
cool.
you're really good at it.
I would never, ever say that. But
Did you get a scholarship to go to college?
I did, but I also lost that scholarship.
Hold on. Did you
the
get a scholarship?
first semester.
Hold on. Did you get a
Yeah.
scholarship?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would say out of I don't know how many people play cello, but out of a lot of people,
Yes.
you
yeah.
got a scholarship.
You're right.
Now, whether you lost or not, that's on you. And in my days,
I
my
blame Bud
dad would
Light.
say that's a you problem.
Bud
But no,
Light
you got a
issue.
scholarship.
Yeah.
So obviously you're pretty darn good, man.
I appreciate that.
I'm just
Where'd you go to
assuming.
college?
Florida Southern College. Go Mocs.
Mocks. What's a mock?
A moccasin.
moccasin.
Like the
Oh.
snake, not the shoe,
Yeah.
but the snake.
Yeah.
Well, I just because
Like a
we don't
water
have
moccasin.
moccasins.
No, we do here.
Yeah, you do.
What really?
Well, yeah, we totally do.
I
Yes,
thought we
you
call
do.
them cottonmouths down here.
Well,
Well, no.
same shit.
Yeah, cottonmouths don't swim, do they?
Yeah.
the same.
Oh,
it's same,
do they?
Same snake.
Same snake.
Oh, they are.
Yeah. It's a funny story about a water moccasin. Two funny stories about water moccasins. First of all,
Not the shot.
No.
Okay,
Oh,
Oh, the
I had
shot.
a shot.
I haven't had one of
I'll
those
tell you
in a long
about my shots later.
it's 3.
Last weekend,
Okay.
I was playing golf.
All right.
I was down in San Marcos area,
Okay. Yeah.
and
That's
New Braunfels.
I know exactly where it is,
It was
yeah.
actually New Braunfels. So
that area too.
the ball goes off like into a creek, and I go down there and I find my ball, and I like reach for the ball, and as soon as I reach for the ball, I hear this right 3 feet from me and the ball,
boy.
and it's a water moccasin, and I'm like, don't need that ball.
$4 Titleist.
Just-
I get another one.
No big
No
deal.
problem.
You just
and they stink
Yeah.
too. They got a
yeah.
smell to
They're
them.
scary. They're scary, man.
They're aggressive.
Yeah, they're
Right, that's one
really
story.
aggressive.
Number 2.
Second story, I walk out my old house, and the garage, we had those sticky pads for like rats and bugs and stuff right outside that, like right inside the garage door. And I turn the corner to walk around, and there's at least this long, folded over twice, stuck onto that sticky pad water moccasin, and he's pissed off,
Yeah.
slashing around. And I don't know how I got in my garage. We lived by a reservoir, and I grabbed the shovel and I scooped that thing out, and I'm on the front porch. People are driving by, probably thinking I'm crazy. I'm like hacking at this
Oh, I
thing.
was about to say,
Found
tell
it.
me you killed it.
Oh, I killed it.
Okay.
Yeah, I totally killed it. But it was a scary situation.
We'll get to your shots in a minute.
Yeah.
But so
Sorry.
is that what you
I'm here
did?
for this.
Literally?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what
it.
that's the war cry of the moccasin.
How big is this high school or college? This is college.
2800.
2,800.
Not big.
Oh, okay.
D2. Great basketball program.
Okay.
Great baseball
Oh, dude.
program.
Yeah.
Great golf program.
Great.
Great
I bet,
swimming
well, it's
program.
Florida.
Yep.
I mean, that's
Yeah.
all the sports right there.
You crushed it. That's it.
All right. So you go there on a scholarship to play cello. So obviously they had a good music
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
And so what happens?
Well, like
Since you
at this
lost it
point,
after
We
this-
going to life stories
yeah.
here?
Well, but at this point in time, like in terms of your music, you obviously played through high school, and
Yeah, I'm 8 years in.
You're in, and this has become your
Or 7
thing.
years in, yeah.
Like, are you thinking already? Like, this is
yeah.
it. I'm music. The rest of my
So-
life, I'm in music.
Yes. Yeah. Trying to think. I wrote my first song when I was 15.
Okay.
And that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to play in bands, but I couldn't go to school for guitar because I didn't play classical guitar, and that's what the college was. But I was playing cello in all the programs in the area, and I went to an arts high school, so I got to play cello for all that stuff. And so they offered me a scholarship, and I was like, cool, I'll go to school, get a cello degree, play in a band at night, or try and do something there. I didn't really know what to do, but I loved playing guitar. I loved singing. I loved rock music at the time, and so I was going for that. But while I was at school, I got really focused. The first couple of years, it took me a minute to find my footing,
Sure.
as it does for many. And the last couple of years I was in school, I really kind of nailed cello and was thinking about doing grad school and seeking orchestra positions and that kind of
Wow.
stuff. And it was
You're all in.
very, very serious. Yeah.
And so I have to ask, what happened?
I didn't get in anywhere for grad school. And if you don't, it's really competitive at
yeah.
at that point.
Oh, I bet.
It's
I have
worldwide
friends who play
competitive.
guitar, classical guitar, and they,
Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
it's
so
tough.
like I auditioned for a couple schools, and the people I was up against were international. You were 1,500 kids auditioning for one spot
Wow.
in a grad school program. So it was really competitive, and I didn't love it as much as they did.
Right.
I didn't eat, sleep, and breathe it like they did.
Right.
Is that
but
why you lost your scholarship?
No, I didn't
I don't
eat,
think
sleep, or breathe anything but Bud Light. That's why I lost my scholarship.
Oh man.
But listen, you lost your scholarship, but I'm not the smartest person in the room by far. But you said you lost your scholarship, but you stayed in school.
I was smart enough to know that
boy.
going home wasn't
That boy.
a thing.
Yeah.
That wasn't going to be. That's not what I needed.
So your minor was in Bud Light. We got that out of the way. You
I
got
stayed in cello, stayed with cello. Did like a sort of minor in jazz guitar, and ended up playing guitar for the jazz band stuff, and met my wife there, and ended up staying in Lakeland. That's the town's about halfway between
I know where Lakeland,
Tampa and
Florida is.
Orlando. Yep.
Sure do.
And we stayed there for like a decade, and
Really?
loved that town, loved that community.
And so even though we were taping earlier, there's some pretty cool events happen as far as you getting to play and tour with other people. But
Yeah.
it sounds to me like you were a bar, what's the word I'm looking for here, guys?
Cover band.
Kind of.
That's
not
what I
top
was.
40s.
Yeah.
I will tell you something, and I am going to jump real quick. Your covers are so unique.
Oh man, thank
And
you,
what's her name?
Jen Bostic.
Y'all two
Monster.
together.
You should
It's-
have Jen on here. You would love Jen.
I'm going to tell you right now, y'all's cover and y'all sing the music that I'm 48. So like every song that you're just nailing it. I will, maybe you could play one, but it's with her voice. It's
You
just,
got to have her on
it's
it.
so
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I mean,
you guys
they-
can
they-
take a clip of it though.
Yeah, we
and
will.
put it
Cause
in.
they do smooth, right?
Oh, you like
Which
that?
I
yes,
loved it.
that's my favorite one we
Because
do.
the way it goes up on one of the parts, normally you're not used to it because you're like, give me your heart, make it real or else. And the way y'all do it like a swing,
Yeah.
it is
Give
just,
me a heart, make it real, or else forget
yeah, I got
about
dude, it's so good. And then what you
I
did with
love
the
that.
guitar, instead of just going, because you're not going to fight Santana, right?
And you shouldn't
But
try.
you did, you went low, you paused and then went low.
Yeah.
It was just, anyway, so I apologize.
Man, I'm so excited that you're a fan of that.
oh, dude.
That's my favorite one that we've done. Of all
I
these,
am.
we did these cover to cover. I'm just going to talk right to you.
No, go
we
ahead.
did these
Yeah.
cover to cover sessions of like, I don't know, we did 5 or 6
6.
of them.
Man.
And that's my favorite one
Dude.
by a mile.
I kept replaying it because I was trying to figure out, because when y'all changed,
Mhm.
which I love, because the other ones y'all do a lot duetting,
Right.
but I like how y'all switch leads on that too.
Yeah.
That was cool shit.
Thanks, man.
That was cool.
What do you like of mine? No, I'm just kidding.
I will say this, and I got to get this out. First of all, I loved the quote, right? And when somebody's ever called a Swiss Army knife of anything,
Right.
I'm an athlete, right? Or an ex-athlete. And I had these guys that I would play sports with, and I'm sure both y'all did, where they were Swiss Army knives. They could do basketball, football, they could wrestle, they could do anything they touched. They were Bo Jackson, right? They could do anything. So when I hear someone compliment you like that, you said harmonica, obviously you play cello and guitar. Is there any other things? Are you that type of guy like my buddy Jason that could just, if I give you enough time with a banjo, could you
I
figure
play
it out?
banjo, yeah.
God,
So
that's the heart. Yeah.
It was born out of necessity though, in a lot of ways. So
Explain.
I love musicals. I love playing for musicals because it's just fun. You learn a book of music one time and you play that show for like 2 weeks of a run, and you're not the star. You're supporting actors, but you get to play fun music, and it's a totally different experience than
Okay, on
kind
the
of
count
everything
of
else.
three, me and you're going to name, he doesn't know music. We're going to name our favorite musicals on the count of three. Just one.
Just
Ready?
one. I have a dirty one.
So do I.
Go ahead.
1, 2, 3.
Book of
Little
Mormon.
Shots of Horror.
No, Avenue Q, baby. Come on.
Yeah, Avenue Q with the puppets.
Yeah, man. Gary Coleman.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Yeah, it's a great one.
I like
Little Shop's great.
Come on.
Yeah,
Nobody
Little
likes
Shop's
the Book of Mormon.
No, book. Oh,
great. My mom loves the Book of Mormon.
Dude, that's a great one.
So you obviously don't know this about me, but
I am a thespian.
Don't confuse me.
Yeah.
Don't confuse me.
I get season tickets every year to Broadway across America. I know you do.
Do you really?
At Bass Concert Hall.
Very cool.
I just saw Charlie and the Chocolate Factory a couple weeks ago.
I'm giving him a hard time. I knew this.
How was it?
It was fun. It was a lot of fun. Went and saw Hamilton. They were here a couple months ago.
Austin gets great.
We get a lot
feed
of
off
good.
Houston. So
We're
Houston-
taking Lottie for her birthday in 2 weeks. My daughter turns 8.
Cool.
And we're
My
doing
favorite guest
The
of all
Lion
time.
King
Oh,
is
I played
gonna
cello
be
for
here.
that in
Have
Florida.
you seen it yet?
I haven't seen it,
No,
but
it's
I've
gonna
heard it's
blow you-
tremendous.
it's gonna blow you.
Incredible.
But I got to see Book of Mormon in New York
Oh, on Broadway.
on Broadway the second week that it opened up.
Wow.
And this was by now you could sell your tickets for thousands of dollars.
So
'cause
Josh
it
Gad was
hot.
on that one.
Yeah.
Gad was on that.
I think so. Yeah.
He was the
and it was so funny.
You know
It
why,
was-
right?
It
Why he
was such
finds
an
it really
experience.
funny.
Anyway,
What?
I was born
Go ahead.
Were you born Mormon?
I was born Mormon.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. So
You were born awesome.
I was born awesome.
Your parents
too.
chose
But
Mormon for you
anyways,
for a little while.
got to see it in New York. My brother was at West Point, went up to see it. I was in like 2000 and like, I don't know, 11 or whatever it came out. I can't remember the year.
Yeah, it's been a while.
9, 10. Anyways, but one of my favorite things about musicals is exactly that. Like, I love that there's an orchestra down there, that there's live music down there, and everything that's happening on stage is supported by that. And then I love at the end how they always like to the
Give it tip of the cap kind of
tip the
thing.
cap. to the orchestra.
Help this idiot figure this out. Because although I love musicals, I love that. You said by necessity. Were you playing multiple?
In order for me to pay my rent, I needed gigs. In
I
order
like how
for
you're talking to me like my dad
in
does.
order
Really
for me
slow.
to get the gig,
Yeah.
I had to play upright bass, piano, mandolin, guitar, and banjo.
The sexiest instrument, period.
Upright
Stray
bass.
Cat Struts had it down, but the upright bass.
Too cool.
And you got married too young.
No, I didn't.
Oh, I'm just kidding. Did I say that out loud? Man,
I love you,
I'm
honey.
sorry.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Didn't mean to give advice like that. Wow. No, it
Yeah,
is.
quick. I was just saying, no, I didn't.
No, it is
not at all.
it is the greatest instrument.
That's
I just
so
find-
cool.
And I was going to get to that, so I'll just jump in. The cello, I would think if you could play the cello,
It's like the poor man's upright.
you got it down.
It's different strings. So the strings are entirely different.
Shit. Okay, see, I didn't know that.
But the mechanics are mostly different, but they're similar. So like the without
That's
an
not-
instrument
so
here, it's
this
tough.
idiot just says, "Oh, they're both standing up and they're big."
They're both
No.
they're both vertical, right?
I can't-
In order to get higher in pitch, you go lower to the ground. That's
Right.
very normal.
right.
The
Longitude, both.
longitude. The mechanics are the same on the left hand, but the right hand is different enough that it's like if I sat on an upright bass and there was a bass player there, he'd be like, that person does not play bass.
So when someone says that you have magical left hand,
Oh boy.
I actually studied up on this guy. Is that what they're meaning? Is that
Yeah.
because I was like, I thought you're right-handed, but that's what they're saying.
They're
You
saying
could
that
just-
you're gifted with your left hand. Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. You're very like a lot of guitar players you'll see tuck their
Yep.
pinky. I don't tuck my pinky. I learned
So
how to
that's
use my pinky.
What I read about you was that, and I followed up with Caitlin because I'm like, and another one of my friends, John Goolsby.
Oh, I don't know him.
No, he knows you.
He knows me.
Oh, he knows
I
you.
haven't met him yet. I'm like dying to meet him.
No, he knows you.
Cool.
And,
That's
so I
very
said,
kind.
when someone says that they're gifted with a lefty, we can make a lot of jokes here. When they're
That's where I
gifted,
thought
at
you were going. And I was
magical-
like,
no,
how do I respond
it's actually
to
in your
that?
bio, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
It is.
and Goolsby,
I wrote it.
Yeah.
Dude, you're right.
Yeah. Swiss Army knife. Left
So
hand.
Goolsby was saying, because I'm around a lot of musicians.
Right.
What you can do is pretty talented. I could assume now what that means is by playing any instrument, that. You would
Yeah, I
just-
think they all translate. I think
Okay.
that's the case.
Banjo.
Yeah. Banjo, I don't play there's like a style of classical banjo. I don't,
Okay.
the 3-finger banjo.
Uh-huh.
I don't know how to do that. It's a really specific thing that I don't want to disrespect a banjo player and be like, yeah, I'm a banjoist.
Right.
But I don't, but
So Steve Martin, he's not talking
please
to
don't
you.
come after me,
That's
Steve.
right.
But kind of come after me, Steve.
Yeah, please go after me.
But I learned it for this show. I had a show to do and I had one song on banjo, one song on mandolin, one song on upright, one song on piano, and then I had to play guitar the rest of the time and sing.
So
And
out of necessity.
So I had
like
to
that.
learn the show.
And this
I didn't have to
show
learn.
was it a specific band or is it
It's called Smoke on the Mountain. It's a musical.
okay? It was a musical.
Smoke on the it's water.
Mountain, yeah. But I played this character. There's 2 kids that are brother and sister, and so I played the brother, and she and I had to play all these instruments. That was the thing. We were the multi-instrumentalists of the family.
Okay.
And so I had to learn enough to do this 2-hour show. And then by that point, I figured out where all the strings are. I figured out where most of the notes are. I'm not a professional mandolin player, but I can play mandolin.
Is this based off like the Rocky Mountains or is this based off Blue Ridge Mountains? What mountain are we talking about?
Appalachia? Yeah.
I was kidding.
Yeah.
Appalachian Mountain. Sorry.
So you're paying
I'm
the
answering
hold
you
on,
so
hold on, hold on.
I know. It's okay.
I'm just not getting. I'm sorry. I need to drink more.
So
This has been a really long day. I'm going to be honest with you.
I feel you.
I spent 4 hours sitting at Budget Rent-A-Car today at the airport
really? Why?
because their systems were down,
Yeah.
and I was waiting on a car,
Yeah.
and it was literally it's awful.
I'm changing by then. Like I'm going by budget and I'm going over to Hertz.
Oh, I love
Hertz is great.
can I say
Enterprise. We
something?
usually go always
Can I
Enterprise.
say something? National is the greatest.
National's great too.
I mean, I know Tom Brady's all, let's go with Hertz, but National's been doing that forever.
National's
Again,
great.
a guy who travels, literally get off the plane, just go pick out a car, go.
Yeah.
Ours, we've always had Enterprise. They've never steered us wrong. We've always had a really great experience with them.
Yeah.
They're a little more expensive typically, but it's
Well,
always
my,
been
my insurance, what I told you earlier, did Enterprise. I was all nervous.
Right.
And look what I ended up getting. My
Yeah.
dream car.
There you go.
So let's jump back into you. Enough about me, unless you just want to keep making fun
How
of me. And,
is that town and country?
I will tell you, and it's a Pacifica.
Oh, sorry.
It's okay. When I heard a couple songs, I'm getting ready to ask you to play one.
Okay.
All right. One of the things, and Brandon wasn't here, that I noticed by listening to your catalog, even the songs you choose that are retro and you bring back in your own style, you're a very optimistic person. I'm not used to that. And I like both, right? I like melancholy. I like if I'm feeling down.
Yeah, there's a place for it.
Your new album, especially, man, you must have been in such a great place. This is what I think now after getting to talk to musicians. You must have been in just such an awesome place when you were writing this album.
Is that a question?
It
Okay.
is.
Yes. So that record, the oldest song on that record is several years old.
Sure.
Maybe 2016, 2017.
Sure.
The record came out in 2020 and it's called Sounds Like Love. And the whole idea of it was that I always got compared to people hear me and they're like, oh, you sound like Jason Mraz.
I was good.
Or you sound like, I'll do a jazzy thing and they'll be like, oh, you sound like Michael Bublé.
Yeah.
And it's cool. And it's such a compliment.
Well, you said you can mimic pretty well too.
That's how I learned how to sing. It was
Gotcha.
a big way of how I learned how to sing.
Right.
And so I wanted this record. When I listened to all these songs, that song stuck out. I have a song called Sounds Like Love is the title track, is the end of the record, or the second to last song of the record. When we were writing the song, my friend Blessing Offer, who you should check out, Blessing Offer, he just signed a big old record deal and he's got a song on Grey's Anatomy. He's great. and then Gabby Patrice, who's the other writer on that song, we were playing around this. I was playing with a chord progression, and Gabby said we should. That sounds like it's love, like about love. Whatever the song is that I was playing, it sounds like it's love. And Blessing was like, well, that's the name of the song. It sounds like love. Let's write a song around that. And when I put all the songs together, I was like, well, that's kind of what the record sounds like. It sounds like what I view love as, is just this optimistic, generally positive. There's a couple darker songs on it.
But even on those, I could tell
there's hope.
For me, thank you.
There's always hope.
Just as a listener and not knowing you.
Yeah.
Like a couple of them started going, I was like, oh man, here we go. Meaning, because I might be in a place in my life where that can resonate. But then like it gives, like you said, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And
there's got to be a turn.
When a musician can do that to me at this point in time, when I've heard pretty much everything, it's pretty cool. And I did tell you that you have my new favorite lyric, words, and how.
Lyric, yeah.
I'm going to ask how you came up with this.
Okay.
We're not broken, we're broken in.
So that lyric, I have to give credit to the person that actually wrote that lyric.
Please do. No,
so
please.
That's Blessing Offer. So when we were writing, him and I and Vanessa Olivares, who's another fantastic artist, writer, author, we were writing, and I believe that it's Blessing. I'm pretty sure that Blessing came up with the idea of we're not broken, we're broken in. But I could be wrong. It could have been Vanessa or a combination of it. That song is one of the older songs. But it wasn't a me line. It was a collective. You know what I mean?
Still, however it came, so it obviously spoke to me, right?
Yeah.
And I think that we're all broken. And there's so many times I grew up Catholic. He said he grew up Mormon, right? Where we take that brokenness and it's like, I got to carry this problem. We're all broken. We're all broken.
The fallibility of man.
Song,
yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I am, but I'm broken in too.
Oh, I love that.
I meant 2 marriages down,
So?
I'm broken in.
Chasing joy.
That's right. Chasing joy. Yeah. And I think she dances it. Oh, wait.
Oh, God.
So on that point, let's grab this guitar. You get to pick your song, my friend.
Do you mind? Do we do any cuts here?
We can do any
Can
cut
I use a
you want.
restroom real
Of
quick?
course you can.
So this is Broken In. And
Great song. I promise. Turn my mic off because I'm going to sing.
Yeah, you should, man. Like a fixer-upper house becomes a home. I like a brand new couch, ain't right till it gets a little old. And nothing ever fits as good as your favorite shoes. Ain't never had a kiss feel like the way that you do. We're not broken, we're just broken in. And we're not perfect, but we get there every now and then. Everybody wanna know why we keep going back again. It's cause we're not broken, we're just broken in. Yeah. Hey. Well, some mistakes, a lot of love, that's what we're making. And though the edges get rough, we'll take them. And it might not be right now, but be patient, Lord knows. Well, time is gonna work it out, keep on waiting. Yeah, we're not broken, we're just broken in. And we're not perfect, but we get there every now and then. Everybody wanna know why we keep going back again. It's cause we're not broken, we're just broken in. It's broken in. It's cause we're not broken, we're just broken in. Broken in. It's cause we're not broken, we're just broken in. not be right now, but be patient, Lord. Well, time is gonna work it out. Keep on waiting, yeah. It might not be right now, but be patient. You be patient, or if you find what works, why would you change it? Oh, 'cause we're not broken, we're just broken. And we're not perfect, but we get there every now and then. Everybody wanna know why we keep going back again. It's 'cause we're not broken, we're just broken. It's broken, broken. It's 'cause we're not broken, we're just broken in, broken, broken in. It's 'cause we're not broken, we're just broken in.
Man,
That was a hell of a first song for the day.
that is that's phenomenal. That's a lot of fingers moving around.
He said it.
Thing.
I was. That's impressive.
I'm glad I wore an active shirt.
I'm so fascinated by this. You know, you leave college, obviously. When does the Nashville bug hit you? When do you pick up this beautiful wife of yours before your child and say, we're going for it? Like, we're all in. How does that go from leaving college to that point?
Okay. Starting in November 2010.
Oh, wow.
November 22nd, 2010, I met my wife. I was still in school. We were coming into our senior years. And when we graduated, she got a job working for an insurance company, and I was playing already. I've been a professional musician since the beginning of 2010. So
Sure.
I've been making my living playing music. And I had started in that area in Lakeland. And I had done all the bars, and I had a band. I had an 8-piece, 7-piece band at times with fiddle and keys and all these things. And then I got into corporate and weddings and private events and, better financial situations.
Heck yeah.
And still traveling around the state and everything. We did that until 2017. In 2016, I had gotten 300 dates a year for 4 years at the time. I'd blown my voice out. I had lost my voice several times. I was exhausted. I was unhealthy. I was eating McDonald's like 4 days a week. I was sleeping like 3 hours a night.
We were going to get there.
Yeah. That has gotten a lot better. Dan and I were talking about that. Thankfully. And I got shingles
Oh,
from the stress.
that's
Yep.
anxiety.
And from anxiety and from lack of sleep
Immune system.
and and all that. And so I got asked to do this songwriters festival.
Mm-hmm.
And at the time, I had not written a song in like 2 years. It was a really bad dry spell.
Right.
I had nothing to write about.
Right.
I was happily married,
Mhm.
but I just had nothing in my head to write about.
Right.
I hadn't made a craft of it
Good word.
yet. I hadn't like
Well, it sounds like you were just working your ass off.
I was too
Like,
busy.
Yeah.
I couldn't do anything else.
Yeah.
And so I got invited to this songwriters festival, and I was like, cool. I don't know what that is. Rad. Let's go do it. And it was my hometown, so they brought me in as a local act, and I got to meet these Nashville songwriters who write all these big songs, and I was like, holy cow, this is a job. Like this is a gig,
Love it. Yeah.
and they don't tour.
no,
They are home.
they do.
They write,
Mhm.
and if they do travel, they go to tropical places,
Yeah.
and they do a vacation weekend.
They do.
Their family comes with them. And it's
There's
like,
always songwriter festivals.
yeah.
Yeah.
Dang right.
And I was floored. I'm floored by that. Like,
So you hadn't even, that wasn't even in your lexicon. That wasn't even in your,
not even a thing that I thought could happen.
how cool is that?
Not even a thing. And Nashville really wasn't on my radar too much. I had,
Well, it sounds like you said what your influences were before, like rock and roll.
yeah. Well, and I grew up with like Ricky Martin and Britney Spears. It wasn't,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't grow up with Conway Twitty or any of that. And it
Damn,
shows.
you're
you
from
know.
Florida. And you can put Tom Petty in one of your songs. You don't.
Yeah.
Come on.
I grew up with Tom Petty though. I saw
Okay.
Tom Petty
There you
play
go. All right.
with Stevie Nicks in Gainesville.
Oh, nice.
This is rad. It was rad.
Southern accent when they sing that together. That's one of the greatest
That was an
songs ever written.
incredible whole from beginning to end,
Yeah.
that was an incredible performance.
Sorry, I had to get off there. That's my favorite song. And
Oh,
then
I
when
love
she
that.
does it with him live, it's even better.
That's yeah.
Yeah.
It's stupid how good that was. Mm.
Cheers to R.I.P. to
Yeah,
Tom.
rest in
Tom.
peace, Tom.
dang
So I've realized at that moment that I could do this without being gone.
Right.
You know, I mean, we wanted to have kids, but we weren't. We were waiting, and we didn't have a house. We were renting, so we were trying to get our ducks in a row.
Right.
And then we started talking about Nashville, and Holly's my wife. Her job created a position for her
Wow.
in Nashville so that we could move. She had mentioned to them that we wanted to.
That means
And
she must be really damn good at her job.
she's a rock star. She's
Yeah.
unbelievable at her job. Yes, my wife is a straight up killer. And she's my best friend. She's amazing.
I mean, anytime I meet a spouse of a musician, there's a different breed there.
Saint.
Yeah.
No, they're different. They're killers.
Mm.
They don't put up with. I mean,
No, she doesn't put up with anything. She's great. So we get up there, we move.
wow. So literally, you go to this hold on. You go to this festival.
Mhm.
You get this fire going. I could do that, and just go to your wife and go, "This is what I want to do," and she goes,
So-
"You got it, babe."
Well, yeah, that's a very abridged version. Yeah, it was a year or so before.
Remember,
we got
I'm
there.
real slow. I
No,
read
you're
the
good.
smaller books.
Let me
and-
talk.
yeah.
No.
Smaller books,
It was
big
about
fonts,
it was a little over a year
pictures.
by the time we got to the point where we could do it, you know, and
Yeah.
and it was just one of those things. It was a God thing, 100%. You
Right.
know, we were talking about me getting a regular job and kind of giving up the whole thing, and I was like, okay,
How close were you?
we were having a conversation that night that I was like, hey, I'm here. Let's buy a house. Let's settle. Like,
You're like, I ate at McDonald's every night.
What-
I got
what-
that menu down.
Well-
What would your regular job be?
so I worked in real estate for a minute, and
Okay.
I despised it.
Hold on. So you did. Now you did leave.
Yeah,
a little bit.
when
Okay.
I blew my voice out, I had no income.
Okay.
So I had to get a job, and
Okay.
you know, I'm a personable enough person. I wasn't an agent. I worked for an agent.
Sure.
But I realized quickly,
Yeah.
it wasn't me. Just wasn't me.
Yeah.
Probably day one.
Yeah.
Did you have any other, like, throughout that 6-year period? And I mean, doing
Male prostitution.
everything through.
Well, like I grew up working in food. My mom owns a restaurant in Fort Myers. So
Okay.
I grew up with that, right? When I was in school, I worked for the school. I led worship, and then I worked for the music office as like a clerk, just doing paperwork stuff.
Okay.
Work study. And then I would pick up odd jobs as needed. You know what I mean? A house sit or something like that.
Yeah,
Nothing, a job,
Okay.
you know, but I had this real estate job for a couple months,
Okay.
you know.
Couple months.
I couldn't
You
do it, man. I couldn't do it.
you took one of my questions, so I'm just going to throw it out there. When
Go
I
ahead.
hear your music, I hear a lot of worship. One of the key.
You do.
I do, absolutely.
Interesting.
There's some very popular bands that are out there right now that they take kind of that formula. What is a good worship song? Obviously, we know the subject matter, but it's the hook. It's repeating the hook.
Oh,
it
okay.
has meaning. And a lot of your music to me is optimistic.
Mhm.
There's a couple of songs for your new album that I really felt like I was like, oh my gosh, because I can't think of the name of the band because I'm not hip enough.
I can't think of the name of most bands. You're
But they are. But he came out and said because they have so many #1 hits, and he was like, yeah, well, I grew up in praise and worship, and I learned that. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Is it the Killers?
No, but it's
Okay.
around that same time.
It's not. Is it
I don't
pop?
Yeah, big time pop,
Oh, okay.
and they've done well. And but when I heard your music, it reminded me of some of the worship songs I listened that I
Cool.
still listen to. So it's funny that you said that in a good way. Meaning, I was like, man, I was going to ask about that because on one of your songs, just even towards the end, when you just keep repeating, it's almost like someone can sing along and they've never heard it.
Yeah.
That's what makes a good praise and worship song is the
Yep.
first time you hear it, it has a message and it's repeatable.
Yeah.
And you got it
So
down, man.
Thanks, man.
Beautiful.
That's such a nice compliment.
it was a great compliment.
Thank you.
But I'm really curious as to this conversation with your wife.
That's
Okay.
gotta be good.
Like, I want to, you know, do I get a regular job? Do we go to
Do you want to know how
Nashville?
that conversation rolled?
Well,
I came to her and said that.
All right,
and
I'll be
she-
Holly. Come here.
She
I'm
no,
kidding.
yeah, here, hold on. No. She responded, "My job told me today that we can move."
awesome.
So it was like that. It was
Okay,
the day.
yeah.
Of, you know,
So she was already kind of working with her
she was
job
working with her boss
to say, hey, can we do this and all this kind of stuff. Man, that's amazing. I'll tell you,
You know we're gonna go there. Go ahead.
I'm not going to talk about Jetty.
No, I meant that in a good way. Look at me. I'm being dead serious.
I know.
Having support
I know.
is
it helps.
It's amazing. It's like this, just like the one thing. It's like having that, like, I got you. I'm behind you. I believe in you. Let's do this.
Well, yeah.
I mean, it's such a cool thing. But so, I mean, that happened pretty quickly. And then you jumped to Nashville.
1 year. Yeah.
What's happened since you've been in Nashville?
Shoot.
What's the life like now?
You know,
I want to hear how that was.
I found out very quickly that it was not as easy as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
You know, as I think everyone says when they move.
Everybody in Nashville is a songwriter, right?
You know, we've had people in here and they talk about going to Nashville, and the first thing they almost say the same thing. They're like coming in like, "Oh, this is gonna be awesome," and then it kind of beats them up, and then they kind of learn who to trust, who
Yeah.
to talk to, who to.
There's
Now,
I'm
y'all got a
sure-
good group. Y'all got a great group.
I'm very lucky.
Yeah.
I'm really lucky. The people that little clique, no, I hate the word clique, but that
Yeah.
little group of, you know, whatever that class of.
I hate
of
when people call it
songwriters.
tribes now, so
Yeah,
I'd rather click.
I
than
totally
tribe.
get that. Yeah, I totally
Dan
get that.
hates tribes.
I know.
Yeah.
I
I
know.
look like I'm in a tribe.
Yeah.
You're
No.
not talking to your microphone.
Yeah.
Yeah. He forgets.
This guy.
It's okay.
Yeah.
I try to keep it
You're so good
Yeah.
looking.
He is. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
No,
Stamos quality.
Stainless quality. It was a lot different. I knew how to write. I knew how to write a song for me as an artist.
Mhm.
I did not know how to write a song for everyone as an artist.
So one of the questions I always ask before you learn this, how did you write a song? Were you on a notepad?
It differed. It was either computer or handwritten.
Okay.
But I would write stanza upon stanza upon stanza upon stanza of just going to town. Whatever
Okay.
rhymed with and, you know,
Right.
whatever rhymed with love, like, but very poetic, very, very, you know, the light set upon ye, that kind of, you know, all that. And then 5 stanzas in, I would hit a line that went, ooh, that felt like it was real. There's the song.
Yeah,
And
it's
then I
almost
would
like
write
free
to that.
association, just going until something.
Pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah. It's kind of like, you ever see like a tap, like water tap that's brown when it first comes out
Mhm.
and then it becomes clear?
Yeah, you live in Florida. Yeah.
Well,
Too soon?
well water? No. Well water.
Well,
If you do that,
Right.
it's kind of like that. It's like I have a lot of words.
Mhm.
I just got to get them out, and then I'll distill that down to something, and then I'll write to that. Now, but and the other half of that was I waited for inspiration,
Really?
thinking that
It's going to come.
it had to come to me.
All right.
You know what I mean? That I had to be
Vessel, like
I had to be an open vessel. I had to be available to write. You know what I mean? And then when it is, I'm writing. Now it's a daily practice, and it's a different thing completely.
So you have a set time where you say, "I'm writing from this."
I journal every morning,
Okay.
and it's brain dump. It's 3 pages of brain dump every morning, and that keeps the kind of the fodder out of my mind, and I can when I sit down to write.
do you do anything before that?
I have a coffee ritual.
Tell me about that.
Hold on, you smirked. Look at
Yeah.
it.
It's recent, but it's been really important to me. Just like a French press.
Oh, I
Okay.
love French
Yeah.
press.
Sweet.
Oh, yeah. No,
Yeah.
we're coffee drinkers.
I've
yeah.
been like, whenever I would go somewhere, I'll
Yeah.
get a bag of coffee that I can't get in
Yeah.
Nashville,
How
and then bring it home.
how much of that morning brain dump turns into anything? Like what percentage? would
Oh,
you
almost
say?
none of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Almost none of it.
That's
But-
great.
But it's.
But it gets it out.
Do you journal?
I try to, yeah. Every morning I try to, whether it's writing or if it's a song that I just for some reason am feeling, whatever it is, it needs to get out.
So
And I try to do that in the morning.
So
And
I
nothing
got
ever
turned on to
happens
this
with
by
that usually.
Julia Cameron book. It's a book called The Artist's Way, and it's literally like, don't write with a capital W, like just brain dump, just
Go.
kind of
Yeah.
move the pen
Yeah.
across the page.
Yep.
And what you find is after 3 or 4 days of doing that, the same topics will keep creeping back up, and it's usually something you have to deal with. So
Mhm.
like,
Oh no! So
I found a
I'm
little
not
trend
doing
like
I'm
that
not
for
doing
sure.
Yeah.
yeah. So like for me, it's like we have to have a finance conversation. You know, or, you know, I'm not not being kind to myself, or this person, I have a problem. Something's going on here. I'm not happy with this. Or
I got to go on that. I got to go on that damn podcast.
Yeah. I have to go to Austin one day, you know, things keep creeping back up.
Right.
And the more you deal with them,
Right.
the more creatively free you'll be to create, more free you will be to create. Yeah. Because you cannot create from a vulnerable space if you're worried about keeping the lights on.
Ooh.
You can't do it. You can't focus on being in a moment with someone if I'm worried that my car's getting towed.
Yeah.
It can't work like that. So for me, I have to dump it out.
So it's almost, you know, one of the things that I've been working on myself is being present.
Okay.
I'm always thinking, planning. So if I can kind of relate, it sounds like your first, and I might steal this from you.
Go
Thank
ahead.
you. Like first thing in the morning, just get it out. Just whatever. I call it free association, but I like you call it brain dump. Just write it out. Kind of frees you up for you to be more creative to write. For me, vigorously masturbating in the shower.
Every morning.
I'm just kidding, by the way.
Whatever
That was-
does it for you.
that
It's
was-
not vigorous. It's laxical.
Yes.
It's all right.
Very
It's passive at best.
this point.
You know, and it's in a bath.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be called.
And that's why we're going to use Blue Chew.
Yeah. No, but, so you just witnessed one of my things that I do. It's called the chicken exit, but when I get serious, you know,
I know exactly what you
I
mean.
will tell you though that's a great practice. You're the first person that we've been able to talk to on the podcast that opened up about that process, starting it off, getting out, then in order to write.
Yeah.
You write something to get to a
be
point
able to write something. So my follow-up to that, sorry, I'm so sorry. My follow-up to that is that I have a schedule of people that I'm writing with. Okay. So I know who I'm going to be writing with. In
Like on a weekly schedule or
yeah, I book out several months or whatever. I know that I'm going to have
this day, this
I
person
have a big
here,
write
there,
on
there.
June,
Yeah.
whatever. Right. And I don't want to go into that room and not have ideas. Especially if we have an artist in the room that we're writing for.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't want to waste their time. I don't want to waste anyone else's time. It's a lot to get, childcare and to get everything worked out so that I can be there.
Yep.
So I want to make the best of it. So what I do is I have very organized notes on my phone. It's crazy. You would love it. I think you would actually
I
really
know.
like it.
I love.
But I have a note of what my hooks are. It's called your hook book of your titles and your lines and whatever. And then I have my writers list. And so if I know that I'm writing with Kaylee and a co-writer we write with a lot is Chelsea, the two of them are Kaylee and Alex. I'll set that up and I'll go, okay, usually we write a song for Kaylee in this situation. So I'm going to write a bunch of titles for Kaylee and I'm going to try and write a verse for Kaylee, but I'm going to journal first, get everything out, and then spend 30 minutes and do that so that I'm more prepared. Does that make sense?
After getting to know her as long as you guys got to know each other, it's almost truly empathetic writing, right? Are you
it's
trying to put
100%.
yourself in her,
Yeah.
where she's at in her life? She's got a new boyfriend now. So it's like, but what she went through in her divorce and like, so literally you're putting yourself in her shoes while you're writing the hooks, while you're doing that.
Yeah.
Correct? That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's
Or,
awesome.
and like we'll hang out and
Yep.
she'll say something and we'll go, gosh, that'd be
That's a song.
that'd be a cool song
Yeah,
idea. We
yeah.
should chase that. We should look at that
Yeah.
and try and see what does that mean?
And at that point, do you literally pull out your
I
phone?
pull out
and go,
my
"I got you."
phone, I write it down, and then when I'm done journaling, I will spend
it
a
back
couple
up.
minutes and I'll go, okay, well, what is this about? What is this song about? What could this be about? All right,
Yeah.
well, this is an angle here.
Yeah.
That's
And
awesome.
it's just an easier way for me.
Can you show me an example with your guitar? One of the songs that started off and kind of walk us through the process. Give us a song where what you just told us started off as just dump, came with a hook. I went to the group. You might have gone to the group. You might not have and said, this is what we came up with. Can you give us an example of that?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get my phone real quick
No, get
because
your
I don't
phone.
know the song well enough.
Is your phone outside? Okay. All right. He's going out again. Let's talk about it.
Let's talk. Keep talking about him. He is rather short.
I don't think so. You think he's
5'9"?
short?
Some would say staggeringly so.
Staggeringly pocket knifely
I'm
short.
everything my brother is not.
Yeah, me too.
6'2", thin and tan. And he
It's like
kills
my-
gators.
He's so,
Sounds like a-
so handsome.
Sounds like a guy I want to hang out with.
yeah, sounds like a really cool dude.
Let's see.
Can we get him on the podcast?
You know, it's always
Actually, he would love that. This is what I was talking to you about.
We're doing
How
this.
organized that is.
So that's beautiful.
Chapters.
So mine too.
folders.
So, but
Folders.
I do
And then-
folders in mine.
Then pin notes with Hookbook and all that stuff.
He
Yeah.
does that on Grinder and porn. So we're good.
Wow, you can make playlists on. Never mind.
I haven't seen porn in 45 days.
See, he's doing
Like it's an
75
old
hard.
friend.
We're off it.
He's doing we are off it. Huh?
We're off
Who's
it.
we? You and your penis?
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah, me and
that's
Larry.
great.
Larry.
Oh, you named him
Larry.
Larry.
Yeah,
Like Larry Moe. Okay.
Like- Not little Dan.
No, not little Dan.
Big Dan.
Yeah.
Long Larry.
Long,
Oh, long Larry. Uh-huh.
long
Yeah.
and skinny.
You got handsome Dan and not so handsome Dan.
Long Larry.
All right, I want to make sure that I'm doing this right.
Yeah, I love this. The process is great.
Tell me so. Man. Okay. So this one, where is it? Oh my god, I just had it. So Kaylee and I were talking. Are you filming this?
Yeah.
We never stop
No,
filming.
That's okay.
We're always filming.
Kaylee had this idea. She said we were on stage at the Bluebird. Kaylee and no, we were on stage in Texas actually, at a ranch in Uvalde, and
Beautiful area.
yeah, home
Yeah.
of, birthplace of Matthew McConaughey.
Oh yeah, yeah. He was.
So
But that's weird because he grew up in
He's
Kilgore.
he's got a book out.
Grew up in Kilgore, Texas.
yeah, Green Lights.
Great.
It's a great book.
Yeah.
It's a really great
It's
book.
even a better listen.
It's a better
Jenny,
audible.
so so it's funny because Jenny was talking about it. She was like, I usually listen to my books on like 1.5 speed.
Yeah, but not.
I can't do it with Matthew
Yeah.
because he's got too much different
Yeah.
inflection. So
Well,
she's like, I got to slow it down.
It's the groove. Like,
Yeah.
he speaks in such a groove.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I call it marijuana.
So Kaylee said Brent and I were joking, and she goes, "Oh, y'all are gonna make me read my Bible tonight." And I was like, "That's a cool thing.
Y'all are
That would
gonna
be a
make me
cool
read.
thing for you, like a bluesy kind of whatever it is."
Y'all are gonna make me read my Bible.
So this one we haven't written.
Can you
this
give
yet.
Brent's full name? I apologize.
Brent Michael Wood?
Okay.
Yeah.
I love giving people the proper credit.
So Kaylee sent me this chorus, and she literally sent me a lyric in a text and like a voice memo that said, "I need a little forgiveness because baby you look so fine. Can I get a witness? Because you got me sinning overtime. I need a hallelujah because your apple just tastes so nice. Yeah, you're gonna make me read my Bible tonight, right?"
God.
And I said, "Cool."
And y'all just come up with that.
She came. That's all her.
That's all
She
Kaylee.
texted me that.
Yeah.
And she didn't have a guitar. She just said, "Need a little forgiveness," and like sang it, and it was cool. It was rad.
Yeah.
And I said, "Okay." So I was home, and my daughter was asleep, and I was playing around with this. And I was like, "Okay, I don't know what to do with that." So I said, I think how this goes. Sorry. So I came up with, "Honey, I know you're crisp. You shine like a piece of gold, but I wasn't looking for this. So if I could be so bold, I just can't shake it. You got me breathing heavy. I don't mean to stare, but you caught me looking." And then into her chorus, right? So it goes like this. And this is not released.
No,
She
I
hasn't
love
even
this.
agreed to it yet.
Yeah.
Just come on.
No.
I want
So,
to love this.
Honey, I know you're crisp. You shine like a piece of gold. But I wasn't looking for this. So if I could be so bold, I just can't shake it. You got me breathing heavy. I don't mean to stare, but you caught me looking. I need a little forgiveness. 'Cause baby, you look so fine. Can I get a witness? 'Cause you got me sinning overtime. I need oh crap. I need a hallelujah. 'Cause the apple just tastes so nice. Yeah, you're gonna make me read my Bible tonight.
That's awesome.
We've not revisited that.
Keep your guitar. Keep that guitar. Put
Um,
your phone up. I want you to play
yeah.
another one off of your album.
Oh boy.
You get to pick this time. I apologize.
That's
And I-
fucking awesome though.
that was
That is,
so. That's
like,
what I
so
like.
hearing this, like,
That's
and
the
and
sexiest song about the Bible I've ever heard.
So tell Kaylee.
Kaylee,
No.
sing it, Kaylee.
This is Kaylee. Thank you so much. That was awesome.
Do I have to do one off the record? Can I do one?
You can do whatever you
You
want.
can do
that
what
is
you know.
not
What
released
you
and
know.
that
What
you guys have never heard.
It's
you
your
can
world.
do. Honestly, you can do whatever you want.
Cool. I'm gonna do this back here. Is this okay if I do that?
I know we needed it. We got a different chair.
Does that work?
Just
Hey, yeah.
a little closer to it. Sorry.
Or we can move that to him, please.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
move the whole thing. I don't
Ooh,
care.
all right.
Yep.
Yahtzee. Crushed it. So, hey, yeah.
It's better.
Does that work for you?
That's a little airy.
Hey, yeah. Hey, yeah.
That'll work.
I'll get close on it like that.
There you go.
I'll be all up in your ears there too.
This is
All up in your ears.
So, I'm gonna tell you a story. Okay, I'm gonna give you the whole like.
Let's do
I'm
it.
gonna give you the whole spiel.
This is what I like.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna start by saying I wrote this song with Devin Barker and Rob Ricotta, and it was an honorary mention in a songwriting magazine. No big deal.
No, that's
All
a
right.
big deal, brother. It's a big deal.
I am the youngest of three. Okay, like I said before, my brother, tall, thin, tan, gators,
Killing gators.
killing gators. Yeah, gator killer.
Gator killer.
I am an indoor cat. Like I've always been that way. I'm from Florida. Look at my tan. My brother got a moped when I was really young for Christmas, and I'll never forget it. And I hated him for it. I wanted it so bad, but I wasn't tall enough to even ride it, and he would never let me ride it. And he was right too. I shouldn't have rode it. And then when I got tall enough, he got rid of it and got a go-kart, as big brothers do.
Where you could.
Yeah, exactly. I tried to kill my dad on that go-kart. I'll never forget. I wanted to be older, like from the time I was a kid. And I think we all kind of do.
Sure.
Like I just wanted to be older so that I could do whatever I couldn't do,
Right.
you know? And then I got older and like bills suck. And
Yeah.
I just don't like paying a mortgage. I like having a house, but I don't like paying bills. So Devin and Rob and I wrote this song kind of to our younger selves of like I know you just found $5 in your pocket, and I know that you think that you're like the richest man alive, but like just enjoy where you're at, okay?
Hey, I like this.
So it's called Paper Airplanes. And got what we wished for. Well, yeah, look at us now. Big old truck, a red brick house with a mountain view. Ain't you proud? Well, we got everything checked off our wildest dreams. But to tell the truth, sometimes I wish I was you. I'm making paper airplanes, sipping on bottled Coke. Too young to buy a Harley, so we put ball cards in our spokes. And I know I can't go back to the way that it was before, but more or less I just miss when less was more. Hey kid, you don't know how good you got it. You find a $5 in your pocket and man, you're rich. And don't you overthink it. The weight of the world will be there waiting. You miss the shots that you don't take, so take that chance. Steal that kiss. And keep making paper airplanes, sipping on bottled Coke, until you save up for that Harley. Keep putting them ball cards in your spokes. And I know I can't go back to the way that it was before, but more or less I just miss when less was more. A little less hurry, a little more take my time, a little less worry. So today I made a paper airplane, I was sipping on a Coke, gassed up my old Harley just to head on down the road. And I know I can't go back to the way that it was before, but more or less I can live like I did when less was more. Whoa. So that's a song is not out yet.
When's it coming out?
I haven't recorded it yet.
Oh boy.
My gosh. Well, thank you for blessing us with that.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
One of the things that you had mentioned, Brian, and obviously in this podcast, it originally started off about sleep. But Brandon and I truly do. If you've watched any of our podcast, our passions coexist with sleep, but also just health.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that you'd mentioned earlier that I just want to address is you said you had that period of time where, man, 300 gigs, you were eating McDonald's, you weren't taking care of yourself, and you said you weren't sleeping. I know that you and Dan said you talked before the start of when Brandon got here, but walk us through. Did you go? I know you said you had shingles, so obviously you went to a physician. Where did sleep play a part in that, or did you even know it did? And you can be honest. You can tell us.
No,
I
I want to be honest with you. I want to figure out where to start. Sleep has never been a talent of mine. I have a very rigid biological clock in that I can stay up late. When I was a kid, I was kind of an insomniac, probably because I drank too much like soda and stuff. But I would stay up all night. I'd watch infomercials or whatever, TV or whatever, all night long. And then I would wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Like it was my job.
Yeah.
Oh shoot! Even like during the summer and weekends, you did that.
Just forever.
Okay.
I'm an early.
You just wake up early.
I'm a great early riser. Right. I woke up. I set my alarm for 5:30 this morning. I woke up at 4:15, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed.
Yeah.
Like it's just the way that I am. I'm also terrified of being late for anything. It's a music thing that was ingrained in me really young.
Yeah.
Of like, if you're early, you're on time. If you're on time, you're late.
You're late.
Like it's a thing. And so I get like anxiety about being late, about stupid things.
Are you the type of person that like every time you have a flight and you're worried you're going to miss your flight, so you show up extra
It used
early?
to be that way.
Okay.
It used to be that way. Then TSA pre came
There you go.
Pre-check.
and A-list on Southwest
Oh.
happened. And that changed everything.
What's the other one?
The one I
The
did.
eyes?
Oh, clear?
Clear. Do you do clear?
I don't
too?
have clear,
You
but
gotta
I've
do
never
both.
needed it.
Oh, you got to do clear, man.
I do both because now TSA that takes the pre.
Well,
takes
so
too long.
today was the first day that I've ever flown on a flight, knock on wood, that TSA was longer than
Oh yeah.
the regular security.
Well, no, if they have clear, I always
Nashville doesn't have clear.
Oh,
I
Come on, Nashville.
I don't think they might have it on one side, but they don't have it on the Southwest
yeah.
side. But yes, forever.
Yeah,
My friend Dave gives me such hell about that. Dave Fenley is an amazing artist. Another one that he comes to Austin a lot, and you guys should totally talk to him too. Dave Fenley,
Got it.
top 10 in The Voice,
Thank you.
unbelievable.
Thank you, buddy.
He used to give me such hell about that because he travels more than anyone I know, and I would get to like we'd be on a trip, we'd be playing in Texas or in Florida, and I'd be like, okay, flight's at 5, let's be there at 3. And he'd be like, why? I'd be like, because we got to be there at 3. What do you mean why?
Yeah.
Because
I'm still that way.
he's
buddy.
like 4:15 rolling in.
Oh, I'm like, if it's a 5 o'clock flight, I'm pulling in to park my truck at 4:30.
Oh, my
Brandon,
God.
Brandon, he knows. We could tell by today. He
Oh,
knows.
sorry about that.
It doesn't
by
matter.
the way.
It's
Sorry.
just- yeah,
sorry.
I just view anyone who's late like the most disrespectful person.
Yeah. And other than that, who
Oh,
cares what
fucking
Vincent
asshole.
Barber
So,
says, you know?
but all right. So back to
Saving
that. So-
lives today, by
because
the way.
wow. All right.
He was.
Worst day of his of his job, he said earlier, saving lives. Amazing how that perspective changed. You know?
couple whiskey.
Yeah, right. I'm a hero.
I mean, smiles
I
anyway.
didn't call me
Smiles,
a hero.
smiles anyway.
No. So then I got into high school. When I got into high school, I was working for my mom's restaurant a lot. So I would get up early. I would go help set up the restaurant.
Oh wow.
I would go to school. I would get done with school. I'd come back to the restaurant, help tear it down. It was part of it, but I would still play at Margaritaville that night or Cheeseburger in Paradise that night until 11 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then I would go get up the next morning. Same deal. Just, it was the way it was. So the day I got married, I had giant bags in my eyes, ruined our wedding photo. I looked terrible in our wedding photos. I hate it.
Right. The wedding is about her, by the way.
She looked like a vision.
There you go.
Seriously. Unbelievable. If I could have taken all the photos, turned around backwards, I would have. Yeah. Gosh, my wife's a knockout. So where did sleep play a role in this? It just wasn't.
What a priority.
It wasn't a
is what-
priority. Yeah. I wanted to see every sunset and every sunrise.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? That's what I wanted. And I never napped. It took having a kid to learn how to nap.
Yeah.
And now I'm a pro. Now
Yeah.
it's awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah. And then in 16, 15, we were just in a bad place health-wise, just cumulatively. And we didn't have a primary care physician at the time. And we weren't taking care of ourselves in any facet. And it took finding Orange Theory Fitness. Shout out to Orange Theory Fitness.
Yeah.
And living in Florida and the ability that it provided. Living in the town we lived in, where we lived in that town.
Right.
And the ability to get up in the morning and bike 3 miles to the gym and go to the gym and then bike 3 miles
Love
home. And then walk 18 holes because the golf course was across the street and play tennis whenever I wanted to because the weather was always good. Like
Now, when
we
you started
just
doing
got
that,
super
did
healthy.
sleep fall into place?
It helped.
Okay.
It helped. I was still gigging
Oh, shit.
so often and I could sleep in, but Holly has a regular job. So I can't really sleep in wholeheartedly. If you stir in the house, I'm up.
Yeah.
Plus I like making breakfast.
Man, you are a house cat.
I am. I like making food for some. I like making coffee. It's like my love language. I love that I get to wake up in the morning before her and make her get her day started in a really great way. It's like the highlight of my
That's
day
so sweet.
in a lot of ways.
Mhm.
So, and I don't always do it. I wish I was better at more, anyway. So yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So where
Then
are
we
you
whole
at?
30.
Can we
and that was
golf?
amazing.
Can we golf in
Would love to.
Nashville?
Yeah, let's go.
Like in November? Is the course closed? Like, is it too cold by
I
then?
don't know. Maybe.
Or no, December. Wait a
December,
minute.
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
December you won't. You probably won't. But
I
November
gotta
we
get.
probably.
I gotta get to Nashville.
Yeah, I have a trip planned.
2-hour
When?
flight, baby. Come on.
September.
When?
3rd weekend in September.
All right, I'm gonna figure this out. We're gonna come to Nashville.
So,
Where do we golf in Nashville? Where's the best course in Nashville?
Are you a
to
good
golf?
golfer?
No.
He's good at everything he does.
No.
You're really tall. That just makes me think that you shoot in the 80s on a bad day.
No, I'm sure he's good.
On a good day. I
On a
shoot-
good day, 80s.
On a good day.
So there's a couple public
80.
courses.
Wait, don't insult him.
No, well,
I'm kidding.
Listen, I play the public courses.
No. Public courses
There's
are
a couple
fine.
of good public courses. Shelby.
I play right here. City. It's a city course. It used to not be a city course. The city bought it. Gray Rock.
Yeah.
Yep.
So Shelby. Shelby
I would have
Hills.
taken today if I knew you were a golfer. I would have taken today off. But I guess I just thought you were a Swiss Army knife. So
of music. No.
All right, so let me bring
Honestly,
it back.
it took me. I'd have never gotten off to go golfing today.
So
Trust me,
let
I'd have never
me-
gotten here in time.
Yeah, that budget that took your golf time.
Dude, it
Yeah.
killed my whole
Um,
day.
So I'm gonna bring it back to sleep. So I
Yeah.
think that it sounds like once you started working out and everything, although that side got better, you still were having.
It's just my schedule. My schedule didn't allow for a full night's sleep.
So what's a good night's sleep to you?
Now, 8
Yeah.
hours, 8.5 hours. Yeah.
Damn, you could sleep 8.5 hours.
Now, yeah, have a toddler. That'll make you
yeah,
tired.
yeah.
That'll
True,
teach
but
you how to
does
sleep.
the toddler sleep 8.5 hours?
She's sleeping 12. She sleeps
Oh yeah,
great.
toddler sleep.
7 to 7, baby.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah,
It's great.
that's a good schedule.
Mia did that for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We had to wake her up to feed her.
No, I tell you what, I put my kids to bed still. They're 11 and 8, and I still put them. They go to bed by 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Yep.
Like it's
Routine's the key, man.
now they're up at 6, but
See, she was for a long time. She's in a weird spurt right now where she's waking up a little later.
Yeah.
But she's going to bed at 7 pretty much every night.
well, besides the sleep though, just health in general. It sounds like you hit a point where you were just kind of like, hey, I'm not really living a healthy life right now.
No, I was wheezing.
And
Yeah.
and so exercise. You mentioned you changed the exercise a lot.
Yeah, Orange Theory will do that.
You cut out the McDonald's.
Yeah, we whole 30'd for the first
Nice.
month.
Okay.
Kind of got figured out what
Yeah.
I found out that I didn't, dairy didn't do me any favors. And
Okay.
that bread was kind of up and down about it. Like
Yeah.
depends on how much I've had, I guess, or what
Yeah.
kind of bread. But like it just, if anything, it just taught
Yeah.
like,
If I eat
maybe
more
I
than
should
2
avoid
loaves in a day, it's bad.
that's it. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah. Under that, I'm good.
I would
But-
tell you that I think the diet is key. How old are you right now?
How old do you think I am?
32.
On the money.
I do my homework. But I set it up.
I don't have a Wikipedia.
Well, no,
So-
I'm just saying I do my homework,
Yet.
but this is a podcast, so
Till
I'm
today.
kind of setting you up some softballs there. At that age, man, at 32, dude, man, I didn't need much sleep. I was on my diet. I was feeling, so it's getting in the habits now.
Yep.
And if you're already sleeping right now, even with the kid, I know that even though the kid sleeps, if you're sleeping that long,
Right
that's
now,
excellent.
I was telling him my average for the last week was 6.9. The max I've had the last week was 8.5.
Okay.
But I'm averaging 7 hours a night,
Yeah.
That's awesome.
so which is better than it could
Yeah.
Now I don't have one of those fancy, what do you call that? A watch? I
This
don't
here?
have one of those. Yeah. But no, my average is lower than that.
be. Do you,
So,
do you
and
use
here
a sleep app or anything
I
to help
don't.
track your sleep?
I don't.
No?
I don't. I have a lady who watches me, and I just
she doesn't sleep.
I pay her.
She just
She
watches.
has no eyelids.
no, I pay her.
Huh?
I pay her to watch me sleep.
Gotcha.
Kidding.
Gotcha.
No, actually, I do. I have a couple different things.
Okay. So I didn't mean to. Sorry.
No, that's okay. I missed it.
They
Did I
take
miss it?
shifts. They take shifts.
They take
One-
shifts.
What did he say?
one-
I missed it. There.
Just no
She
eyelids.
has no eyelids.
She just watches
Oh,
you.
because I
She
said
has
She
no
just watches you.
Oh, man.
Sorry.
That's funny. No,
Just too
you're
quick.
funny,
Just
dude.
too quick. Yeah.
Yeah, it's too quick,
Goolsby was
and
quick, too.
a little disgusting, but that's okay.
That should be the next quote on my thing.
Yeah.
Very quick, little disgusting.
Very quick, little disgusting.
No, but I
Swiss Army.
no, so I average 6 hours.
Okay.
But again, it's an age thing, right? So the way I average 6 hours, I'm not being funny here, that is cumulative over a 7-day period.
Right.
So there could be times where I slept great, but I am getting up in the middle of the night, and I've cut down caffeine. I've cut down. We had an unbelievable guest come in and give us some supplements. Man, I can't even. I am so. Sensitive.
Have you been using that Dream?
I did it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Is that like
So-
a micro dosing of
No,
something?
no.
Kind
So
of.
it's
CBD.
yeah. So it's
It's a
CBD and
Is it? Okay.
ashwagandha root, and I'll give a shout out to Crawford.
Yep.
We've been using that for about a month now,
So I did 2 weeks.
and did you notice a difference when you stopped using it?
I will say this, and I'll be completely honest. The Dream didn't really need it because I
Okay.
have a routine.
Yeah,
now.
yeah,
So
yeah.
I liked it. Wasn't a fan of the taste. of the
Yeah.
Purpose tastes amazing,
Yeah,
but I had to cut that in half.
you were going.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, because I work out. I get up.
But
early
it's
to
it's
work.
it's
man.
the- so there's I really do feel that calming the sense that the Dream, it's a CBD with ashwagandha root with melatonin with it's got some other supplements, but there's like a really just calming effect to it that
It is.
it's
Melatonin
really worked well
scares
for
me.
me.
Oh,
Why? Don't
we
get
can
scared of
talk about
melatonin.
that.
I- well,
Why are
I
you
can
scared of
talk about
melatonin?
melatonin.
Just sleep aids like that. I took melatonin when I was in college, like
Yeah.
twice,
Yeah.
and it was just like I sleepwalked.
Oh,
Sleepwalked.
sleepwalked.
Yeah.
I was mobile while
Yeah.
unconscious.
I'm not even being funny.
No, yeah.
Were you drinking and then took melatonin?
Tough to say. Tough to say.
Okay.
In hindsight,
First
tough
semester.
to say.
First semester.
No, I was a junior,
Melatonin
senior
to
in
me,
college at that point.
melatonin to me, not all that strong. In fact, people try to almost OD
Well,
on the
yeah.
mel-
Remember,
Yeah, go ahead.
we produce
Yeah.
melatonin.
Yeah.
Like our bodies produce
Right,
melatonin.
right.
It's naturally produced by us.
and
Am I
you
thinking
live
of
in
Ambien?
Florida. Hold on.
Am
Yeah.
I thinking of
You
Ambien?
might be thinking of Ambien.
I'm thinking
You
of
are
Ambien.
way-
the
but
other
you-
sleep.
That's a whole nother story.
Okay.
That's now, I believe, sleepwalking
Yeah, yeah,
there. Yeah.
Ambien.
I'm about to say
Ambien.
you're the first person I almost
Ambien.
went not in on you. I was going to say melatonin.
No. It's fine.
Yeah.
I mean, were you doing coke while you were doing the melatonin?
I'm not. No.
I mean, no.
I cannot confirm.
No,
I've never
confirm or
done-
deny.
no.
Brandon and I have done enough of these, and of course, we are friends.
Not
And
coke.
we talk about melatonin.
You've done a lot of coke.
No, Brandon has. He
Hell
was-
of a sleep aid. Trying to get up for the morning, you know.
Opposite.
All seriousness,
Yeah.
we've had discussions on melatonin, and one of the things that's happening now is for some reason that got to be like the buzz term, and so they're taking these supplements of melatonin. Brandon just said it perfect. We naturally produce.
Right.
And one of the things that I learned through this podcast is take my sunglasses off more. And I was like, what are you talking about? Get vitamin
Light.
D on my
On your eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a lot like the girl that I have with no eyelids, she always gets it.
She shot.
Chicken exit.
Yeah.
Yes, that was a chicken exit. But the melatonin is produced. We
That's
produce
so
it.
interesting.
Yeah.
So,
And
so
what you
vitamin
took
D to
was
your eyes,
Ambien.
most likely, yeah. So help me back to here. Vitamin D to the eye.
Your eyes don't actually produce vitamin D. Don't
No,
listen
like
to him.
sunlight.
But sunlight.
Sunlight produces
But
vitamin
sunlight-
D, comes into you.
Sunlight does produce vitamin D, but not through your eyes.
Yeah, it can.
But no, it doesn't.
yes, it does.
No, you're a
Do
fucking
you
moron.
know the sun?
I
Huh.
do. Because he was saying what he wants me to take off all my clothes. He said, get a
That's
lot
what
of
I want
skin
you to
in
do.
front of- he
I
said-
want you
Did
to
he
soak
not
up.
say? He
So you
said-
need large body parts
See,
to soak up. So
And he
don't
did
use
this,
sunscreen.
large body
Don't use sunscreen.
Wow.
It's bad for you.
Really?
Yes.
so here we are on
Wow.
3 things
Doctor?
he just said. Yes.
There's the Instagram clip
Technically.
right there.
is.
Doctor?
So I'm thinking
Squint
of
at
Hangover.
my degree,
I'm thinking
this
of,
says
I'm thinking of
PhD.
Hangover, where you're just like
Yes.
constant, like he's just a dentist. He's just a dentist.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm just a dentist. But what I would tell you is, the more naked you are in the sun, the better for vitamin D production.
Right.
But the light, in terms of where you visualize, so get up in the morning and see sunlight.
Right.
You know, so this circadian rhythm issue, it matters.
Right.
So get up, open your blinds in the morning, see sunlight in the
Well, he
morning.
said he
the
sees
timing of sunlight,
sunrise,
yeah,
sunset.
and then having the sunlight, and then as seeing the sun, having the sunlight, and then as you go to bed and as it gets dark, that stimulates your body to produce melatonin.
Yes.
The melatonin is what helps you stay asleep, keeps
Gotcha.
you in sleep. And so people that are inside all day don't get the sunlight. They don't
Right.
have that rhythm.
You said you were an inside cat.
I was.
They lose it. So just make sure you're getting some sunlight.
I love that.
But monitor your schedule. You got kids, a kid,
well, and that's the beauty of the child at that age.
daughter,
Daughter, Eleanor.
yeah.
Shout out to Eleanor.
Eleanor,
Toddler.
I love it.
Yeah, man. You'd think that she was named. I can't go into that joke. Sorry.
No,
My wife
sorry.
would yell at me again.
How'd you come up with Eleanor?
No, there's a good. I think I know where you're going with this. but-
Do you? I want to see if you do.
No, I'm not saying
She's
I'm
not named for the Roosevelt. She's
Right.
named for the GT 500 Shelby Mustang from Gone in 60 Seconds.
Okay.
No?
I,
Nick
I
Cage?
wasn't-
No?
I was not.
You
gonna
were
go
not
there.
going there.
All right. I was going to say, I was really impressed if you did.
No.
It's a heavy one. Sorry.
Yeah.
Great movie.
Yeah. Gone in 60 seconds.
Gone
The
in 60
first.
seconds.
Hold on. Great. No,
Gone in
you're
60
thinking Fast and Furious.
Oh, Fast and Furious.
Hold on.
Oh,
You
this
just
is where they
said-
steal all the cars.
you just said
Nicolas Cage.
Gone in 60
Cage
seconds.
was
Got it.
a great movie.
Okay. Eleanor.
I think it's a great movie.
Okay.
I'll watch it again.
Wow. Subtle judgment from the chicken exit guy.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we just talked about some great musicals and like Gone in 60
So?
Seconds. It's a great
That's a gr-
movie.
come
Great,
on.
Great.
All right. What's Nicolas Cage's best movie?
Raising Arizona.
Oh, God.
I will bet any
that's
amount
a
of money
pretty-
right now.
that's a
Anybody
pretty
on the
good movie,
podcast,
yeah.
bring it on.
That's a pretty good
Wasn't
movie.
he in The Rock
He was in.
He was.
Can we
with
get off?
Sean Connery?
Yes, he was. Can we
Connery.
get off Nicolas Cage
All right.
movies? Go ahead. Your daughter.
My daughter. So
Thank you.
having a toddler that's 18 months old dictate your schedule, because I'm daddy daycare Monday through Friday until
Yeah.
I leave or until I have a gig or something.
Right.
Like that makes you have, okay, I have to be on at 6
You do.
o'clock.
Yeah.
You do.
She needs me to be on,
Yeah.
and she doesn't give a shit if you're
No,
tired.
no.
So you have to be on, and
Yeah.
your play date until she goes down for her nap at noon or whatever.
Yeah.
Right. So that has been, I'm a sucker for routine. I love regimen and routine. It gives me such focus to know I have this much time,
Yep.
and then this happens, and then I have to be here. I love that. I love it. I wish I had it in every.
How
facet.
far out is your schedule planned?
I have dates in September and October.
Yeah. Okay. I'm with you.
Yeah.
My month isn't booked
So,
all the way.
You
No.
look at us. It's like we're flirting with you. You're our kind of guy. Like,
Yeah, I love
we
that.
plan-
I've like a year in advance.
Yeah.
I'm like,
That's
I-
why did you hear him asking? He goes, "What about December in Nashville?" Like,
yeah,
he's just asking randomly.
That's my next available date to golf in
I
Nashville.
totally get
so-
it. I totally get it. People talk to me about dates and they'll be like, well, I think there's like, there's a Saturday or a Monday in October. And I'll be like, okay, well, Monday, the 24th of October?
Yeah.
Is that what you mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a Monday.
Okay.
Without looking at a calendar. And they'll be like, wait.
I'm
all
going
right.
to come to Nashville so we can golf.
Done.
And I want to hang out and I want to meet your daughter.
Okay.
I love it. I want to come to Nashville and go.
No, you're not invited.
No,
No.
a different time. I'm not going with you. You're
Okay.
gonna hang
I'm
out
going-
with
I'm
you're
going-
gonna hang out with him
No.
and his daughter.
But my
I'm gonna
mom-
go
golfing
watch music.
twice.
My
That's
mom
great.
lives
Excited.
in Nashville now, so
Yep.
I totally
Oh, nice.
have an excuse to come.
And you have a place to stay.
and
Wait a
I-
second.
And I have a place to stay. And I haven't been since she moved. She just moved there a couple
true.
months ago.
Mhm.
And I haven't been yet. So,
Aw.
And they've been here.
and I wouldn't go just to see her, but now that I know you're
The
there,
nice thing of me knowing that you're going to come that far out is I can book something with Kaylee and I and
And
Dave or
Nikki. I
someone
mean,
else.
there's
I'm
a lot
fucking
of
coming.
dude, and there's
Okay.
a bunch of people.
I'm working on this tomorrow.
Goolsby will
note
be there.
To,
Sounds
note
like a
to-
content trip.
Note to self,
That means a note to Alyssa.
Alyssa.
There you go.
Yeah, Alyssa.
He has
Tomorrow.
he has a couple assistants. Grab that guitar. We are coming up. We got
to get him out of here.
no.
What
We got a
time-
little more
what time's
time.
your
Flight's
flight?
at 10.
Oh,
No. I'm talking about. I want you to play guitar.
No, I know, but
right,
I'm saying
no.
my flight's at 10.
Okay,
so
good.
We're good. We're good. We can go drink. Did I say that?
Man,
No, I
I
have-
can't stand doing that stuff.
I have a 7 o'clock call.
You do?
So I'm just kidding,
He's a jerk.
but not kidding.
I know upstairs is what I can do. That would dramatically improve.
Wouldn't dramatically improve it, but
Yeah. You're,
it won't I promise you, it
Really?
won't dramatically. Learning it. Do you know who Chris Thiele is?
You know what? Give me a second. I need a break.
Take your time. Do you know who Chris Thiele is?
your hair makes up for your lack of scale knowledge.
Thiele's a.
Honestly, what I need to do is just find someone who plays guitar as well as you, and just hope that they don't want to sing. I'd be much more happy just being a vocalist.
Dan's got some
Truly.
pipes.
I tried to sing with Kaylee. She was
it
at an octave that I wasn't ready for, and she was like, she does what she does, and so
Did she give you her college background and stuff?
Yeah, a little
Boston, I want to
Boston
say.
Conservatory.
Yeah.
For musical theater.
Yeah.
performance? Hey.
No, go back. Go back. Go back.
I'll chase it. What am I doing?
No, you still don't love it.
Willie Nelson? Blue skies smiling at me. Nothing but blue skies do I see. Bluebirds singing a song. Nothing but blue skies all night long. Never saw the sun shine so bright. Never saw things.
I think maybe he went to a phone call.
He said he had to go to the bathroom.
Did he go to the bathroom? It takes a long time. I guess when you have to like pull your pants down and sit down every time.
So are you a what is your form of medicine? Is it
I'm a dentist.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Why so explain to me where this podcast came from. I was under the impression one of you was a sleep doctor.
Yeah, so I'm a sleep dentist. So
Help me understand that.
So
that sounds amazing.
So I treat a lot of sleep apnea.
Okay.
So one of the most common, how like this? Yeah, the most common sleep disorder out there is probably insomnia.
Okay.
But the second most common common. The second most common is probably sleep apnea. So snoring and sleep apnea.
Right, and that's sleep
And
apnea is where you stop breathing.
You stop breathing. You snore. You stop breathing.
Right.
You have
Masks.
periods of time. So masks.
Right.
So a lot of people don't like the masks.
Right.
They can't tolerate the mask. Has very low compliance rates, below 40%. And so dentistry has a tool known as an oral device that fits on the teeth to kind of stabilize the jaw. And
See
hold
that
it
up
forward.
there? That's what I saw.
And
Oh, okay.
yeah. And so it's
Okay,
an
now I'm
alternative to the CPAP.
Wow.
Yeah. So I got into that and it's
cool-
life changing for people. Like people that have sleep apnea truly like that snore, don't sleep good, stop breathing at night, they're losing oxygen. And so I got into this a few years back and it was I noticed just how impactful it was in people's lives.
Mhm.
And so I just jumped in and I was like, I'm
How
doing
cool is
this
that?
and we're going to do a lot of this. And we're not going to pussyfoot around here. Like we're going to really build a business around this. So we built a business around treating sleep apnea. And then we built another business around diagnosing, testing, screening in physician offices. So we have a couple different sleep apnea businesses.
Wow.
And started, and I work with other dentists consulting and coaching and
Yeah.
teaching about sleep apnea.
What a cool
Yeah.
niche
Yeah.
specialty, like in
Yeah.
a field that you wouldn't think that it exists.
Totally,
Like that's
totally.
really cool.
Yeah. And so I hardly do any dentistry anymore. I don't do really any fillings
Mhm.
anymore or any regular like
You just like big stuff or
I do some implants and surgical stuff, but really most of my focus has been in the sleep apnea field. And then this guy works for SomnoMed, which
Mhm.
is a sleep apnea oral device company. And so that's how I ended up meeting him. Was he was just calling on me as a rep for SomnoMed, and we're out like to dinner one night, and we start talking about like music and stuff. And we're like, oh, did you see this guy? No, I seen. And I'm like, oh, and so I love live music.
JJ Gray.
And so we talked about JJ. We talked about Mark Broussard, and we started talking about music. And
I listened to Mark's podcast with you guys.
Did you?
It
Awesome.
was so good.
Yeah. He was our first.
Yeah. He is so interesting. Talk to him about like how he got in and out of record deals and his history, and
really cool fucking dude.
What a nice guy.
And super nice guy. And I'll tell you what, we had the funnest time. We went that night. He was playing. He had a gig here. And so, at the 04 Center. So we got to go, and we're hanging out before the show with him and the band, and we're just like talking.
He's a drinker.
And then after the band,
that boy can drink some bourbon.
Yeah.
Is he dry now?
Well, y'all don't follow him, so
I was about to ask.
Go ahead. Yeah, he's doing okay. Yeah. He went in, had to go to the emergency room, and went and got his heart checked. Spent 48 hours up in New York State at a physician's, and so he owned it. He did a post, and all the drinking and stuff. So he's going to clean up. So
good for him.
We've been in touch, and
hey, that's a big step.
We didn't get too crazy that night, but we just share a couple bourbons.
Yeah.
And
no, he owns good. He owns it. I mean,
I wasn't a judgment. It wasn't a judgment at all.
No. He could drink bourbon. No, he
dude.
drink.
Yeah.
I've had friends open for him that said like they would drink before the show, and he would drink during the show. He would drink after the show.
No.
And he'd still hit the heck out of every note.
No, everything. It was, we had a blast.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
Yeah.
And it was funny because my sister showed up to that night, and we're hanging out. My sister's quite a character. She's the middle child. And at one point, Mark goes, y'all could just like delete my episode. You don't need me on your podcast. You just need her on your podcast.
That's so funny.
Yeah. So
she kind of stole the show.
So anyways, the podcast came from, we have a desire to promote sleep and wellness and health to people.
Okay.
But we also love music.
And Brian, think about it. You just said something. I would say that 80% of just family practitioners, just typical doctors, like you said, you didn't have primary care.
Right.
They have no clue. And when we tell them about an oral device, they're like, really? They have that. I mean, it's it was in a very specialized space. What Brandon is saying quite humbly, I will say, Brandon's one of the best and pioneers, definitely in the state of Texas. So I called on Brandon. My boss had me meet him when I first started with the company, because my background has been in sleep and CPAP and ventilation. And when we first met each other, the truth is, he probably looked at me like, man, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm looking at him going, man, I know the right people.
You actually don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, he's going back with the eyeballs things. We're going to follow that up. But we ended up just started hanging out. And the truth is that we became friends because we respect each other.
Yeah.
We joke a lot.
There's a lot of mutual respect between you.
Yeah.
It's palpable.
Yeah.
It's palpable.
No, and
a lot of trust.
Absolutely. And so what we found with this platform, and it's been so cool, at least for me, the feedback that I'm getting is just it's putting a highlight on oral devices. I didn't coin the phrase oral device, but forever it was called the oral plants. And so Brandon and I both are like, we need to change the language. And in the landscape, while we met, there was a pandemic. The CPAPs are non-existent now. The biggest CPAP company had a recall. The other one can't keep up. So we're just busy.
Wow.
And so I don't believe in coincidence, right? With faith and stuff. And so I think this has just been the ultimate. Now, how we got Handsome Dan, that's a gift from God. But other than that, why don't you play us a song, brother?
Man. Okay.
Yeah, you were talking a lot there.
I like it.
Really? Because I think you did most of the talking.
It was fantastic.
Oh, it got in your feelings.
Well, no, it got in my feelings a little bit.
I saw you.
And now I'm feeling it. And so
Like
I'd like to wash away my feelings with some amazing music.
Or whiskey.
Well, get ready to feel a little harder.
Hey!
Yeah.
No, you? Heartache? How about this?
Harder.
Oh,
Harder.
I love it.
Harder.
I'm not used to hearing that.
At 48, he doesn't get so hard anymore.
So you touched on a couple things I want to sing about.
Please.
Pandemic,
Yep.
tough year. no argument here. Tough year for
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
Kind of a weird time, right? Super weird to have a kid in that time. Super weird to have a daughter in the middle
Oh
of
my
that.
gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your daughter's birthday?
October 24th.
Okay. My nephew is November 24th. So 1 month. So they're right around the same age.
Yeah.
And it's been an interesting thing to see.
It is.
Yeah.
From a parenting perspective, it is because of social interaction and lack thereof. Yeah. I saw a lot of ugly in that time.
Sure.
A lot of people that just being really hurtful to one another. And it was a thing that scared the ever living daylights out of me with raising my daughter. And I want her. I am not you said that I'm a positive person in my music. I am not a positive person in my thoughts. I really struggle with being, I struggle with depression. I struggle with anxiety. I struggle with negative thoughts or cynical, seeing a house on a hill and thinking about how the foundation's crumbling. Like I just can't help but do that sometimes. And I don't want her to have that same judgment on the world on the outside. I want her to know that there is so much beauty and there's so much goodness, but she has to go looking for it sometimes. And that if she keeps looking for it, that it'll be there. So I came into a right with Dave Fenley, who we talked about earlier. Dave and his wife just had a baby who is baby Annie, who's like 2 months old now, and she's adorable. And we're mulling around this idea and we landed on beauty in the world. Like there's a lot of beauty in this world and I hope you get it. So that's what this song is called. It's called Beauty in the World.
I love it.
Well, sometimes it's a little scary. This place can be very tricky to navigate, 'cause some folks act a little ugly. Baby, just trust me. Love can conquer hate. So love, there's beauty in the world, even if it's hard to find. You got Jesus in your heart and your mother's eyes. And if you could see what I see, we know it's true. There's beauty in the world, 'cause there's a beautiful girl like you. I know that you're gonna feel little, but you ain't brittle. You're stronger than you think, so honey, keep your eyes open and don't you lose hope in the things that you can't see yet. There's beauty in the world, even if it's hard to find. You got Jesus in your heart and your mother's eyes. And if you could see what I see, we know it's true. There's beauty in the world, 'cause there's a beautiful girl like you. A beautiful girl like you. And when you get a little older and a whole lot bolder, well, you're gonna go out searching for a place where you fit in, a brand new beginning. Don't you be discouraged, 'cause there's beauty in the world. And if you can see what I see, know it's true, there's beauty in the world. Yeah, there's beauty in the world, 'cause there's a beautiful girl like you. A beautiful girl like you.
Dang, dude.
Thanks, man.
I mean, you're singing to a bunch of
I mean,
girl
so,
dads.
Yeah,
I know. I love it.
So have a daughter, has a daughter, has a daughter. I mean, it's yeah.
Yeah, man. It's awesome.
Thank you for sharing that.
God dang.
Thanks for letting me.
Yeah.
Brian,
That
you
one's on
said
Spotify.
that you come to Texas. You come to Texas quite a
Fairly
bit?
often, yeah.
How do our viewers? How can they find you? Give us your socials. Give us your website.
So the website, Sutherland Songs. I'm going to look at the camera. SutherlandSongs.com.
Hold on, he's going to put it on now.
There it is.
Go ahead.
SutherlandSongs.com. Sutherland like Kiefer or Donald. Broker, but more entertaining. You can find me on Facebook. Is it Sutherland Songs or just Brian Sutherland? My Instagram, I really try not to take myself too seriously. BS Songs.
Yeah.
It's just easy.
No, I love it.
I couldn't believe it was available.
No.
Could not believe that handle was available. So at BS Songs, send me a message. Come hang out. Let's go golfing.
Love it.
I'm going to tell you what. So Nashville's where you call home. Obviously, now there's no more pandemic. You're in Texas right now, so we don't believe in
We
that.
never had a pandemic in Texas.
You're getting out and touring. I saw a couple dates that I just wanted to ask you about. And
Okay.
hopefully by the time this comes out, I'll be, how in the heck are you just, you talked about all these tropical places, but yet you're going to a songwriter festival in Michigan.
I got called last year.
Okay.
I got called for a songwriters festival in Grand Rapids, the first
Oh, I know where Grand
annual West Michigan Songwriters Festival.
First,
I like they call it
first-
West
first
Michigan.
the inaugural.
The inaugural.
Yeah.
Yeah, the inaugural West
When
Michigan.
is it?
It was I believe it was in April.
No. So it already happened.
Or no, excuse me, it's in August. It's in August.
This
About to
August.
say.
It was last August.
Oh, last
And they're
August.
doing it again this August.
Okay.
So-
What day?
This year it's the 26th, 7th, and 8th. That weekend.
Are you going to be up there? Look at him. He's probably going to be up
You
there.
want to play golf?
There's some good golf up
There's
in
some
Michigan.
great golf.
Some
up
great
there.
golf. up
So
in
I will
Michigan.
say
We can
this,
stop
that-
by in Wisconsin too.
Yep. So I noticed
I won't have a
that-
car, but I'm down.
Yeah, I mean,
Gosh.
I could drive you.
Yeah. I'm going. I'm
I feel
actually
like this has been the Brian Sutherland and golf show.
I'm actually going to Grand Rapids at the end of the month too.
Okay,
Really?
I'm busy this month, but
Oh, well,
August
so you
might
do
work.
a lot of gigs up there.
just for this
Okay.
community. Yeah. So I got called for it last year.
Okay.
My friend Steve Leslie, who is a brilliant songwriter, an unbelievable hit songwriter, he put my name in the hat for it as an up and coming artist, playing with these 3 hit writers, people that have songs on the radio that you know.
Right.
And
Uncle Cracker, Kid Rock, and Eminem. Sorry. Actually, there's such a good scene in Detroit.
Actually,
I shouldn't. That was bad.
Can you imagine all them together though?
Well, I'm just saying
That'd be
that
phenomenal.
there's a lot of great
Detroit.
music that comes out of Michigan. There really is.
Uncle Cracker, I actually think all 3 of them are really great. Kid Rock, I could live my whole life without seeing again, but
Right.
the other 2 I'm a fan of.
Okay.
But they called. They were so nice. They were so kind. He gave me this guitar. He gifted me this guitar. And I'm going back up there this month to teach a songwriting conference or to help teach a songwriting workshop
Right.
and then play. And then I'm playing up there again next month at a venue called the Listening Room, which I've never played in that spot. So I'm really excited. And then the Songwriters Festival in August. So
Because by the
Yeah.
time this comes out, we'll be around that time. I'm being dead serious.
when?
In August.
In August.
Yep.
Okay.
So
Cool.
yeah, we actually have backloaded episodes. And
Good
I've
for
learned how
you.
to do time and space.
No, we're not that far back.
May, June.
We'll be in June.
July. He'll be first week of July.
Happy
Coming
4th, everybody.
Yeah.
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 Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody.
Yeah, we're catching up. We yeah.
We did. Actually,
This is an edited thing. All right,
Yeah.
here. How about this? Turn that camera on.
I love it. I love that he's
Happy Easter. Happy Cinco de Mayo. Happy Columbus Day.
Yeah, just keep going.
Happy. What's
Let-
August? Happy fall.
No, August is not.
Happy
fall.
Labor
I can't
Day.
believe you didn't say Mother's
Happy
Day.
Arbor Day.
He didn't say Mother's
Happy
Day.
Father's Day.
No, that's June.
Happy Mother's Day.
May.
Happy Thanksgiving.
All right, let's end this on a
Boo.
song.
Happy Halloween.
Oh,
Boo. Boo. All right. I want you to end with something just blow it up.
Ruckusy.
Yep.
Would you like something that you can jump in on? I'm gonna back.
No,
it.
no, I don't sing. Trust me, you don't.
I'm
want
gonna
me to
do
sing.
this because.
Dan can sing.
Do you mind if I back this seat up just a hair?
Do whatever you like.
Okay.
move it.
We got to get a new chair.
Oh my god.
Right, Dan?
Just bar stools or something.
Oh. The ball-headed guys. Right. All right, go ahead.
All right. Are you bald?
Yeah, very.
Okay.
And I'm not talking about my Brazilian.
Whoa. My wax doctor's here.
No, I was talking about my girlfriend. That's gross.
Would you?
I
I'm
don't-
gonna give you a choice because you've heard my record. I'm gonna give you a choice of two songs. The first track off the record,
Love.
okay, or Darkenest Soul, Getaway or Darkenest Soul.
Getaway.
Getaway.
Yeah, because I love the ending. The ending with, again, that reminded me of Praise the Word. Like it's, yeah.
The bridge.
Yes, dude. I'm so glad you're playing this. This is how I came to you. Like literally. Kaylee told me to check this out. But then I watched all your live stuff. I love your Instagram, by the way. Again, I love his Instagram. It's all
BS
live.
songs.
How do you do that? First of all,
What?
At the very end, with the little that. What are you
So
doing?
these are called harmonics, and you, instead of pressing down, you just put your finger over the fret line,
barely.
barely.
Interesting. Does the callousness of your finger have anything to do with it? Okay. All right.
I think what he's wanting to know is, can he feel your calluses?
Or can you?
No.
Touch my fingers. No.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, we're gonna end it on this. Let's end it playing out. Brian, thank you so much
Yeah,
for
man.
sleeping around with Dr.
Appreciate
Brandon
it.
and Matthew.
Thank you guys.
Man, I'm telling you, you're amazing.
Aw,
You got a
that's
new
kind.
fan with me. Obviously, got a new golf partner with him.
Let's rage.
So I'm being dead serious. Thank you for coming to Austin, dude.
Thank you.
Really
man.
appreciate it. Let's jam.
Grateful. It's called Getaway. Come on, baby. We've been doing the same thing for way too long. It's time we change that song. We've got each other. We got a chance to set this world on fire. Let's jump on in, baby. We're going for a ride. Let's make a getaway down this highway. Hit the state line by dawn. You and me with the world in the review, looking like a line from a petty song. We'll be free falling just like gypsies, straight for that setting sun. I'll drive if you go with me. Come on, baby, let's run. Whoa, let's run, yeah. Hang on, 'cause right now, so we ain't looking back to where we've been. Let's hit the gas, baby. We ain't coming back again. Let's make a getaway down this highway. Hit the state line by dawn. You and me with the world in the review, looking like a line from a petty song. We'll be free falling just like gypsies, straight for the setting sun. I'll drive if you go with me. Come on, baby, let's run. Let's run. Oh, come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. So come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Said you come on, baby. I said you come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Oh, I said come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Come on, come on, come on, come on, baby. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let's make a getaway down this highway. Hit the state line by dawn. You and me with the world in the review, looking like a line from a petty song. Or we'll be free falling just like gypsies, straight for that setting sun. I'll drive if you go with me. Come on, baby, let's run. Whoa, let's run. Said you come on, baby, let's free falling just like gypsies. Let's run. I said free falling just like gypsies. Yes, let's run. Oh.
For Holly, for Eleanor, for Nashville, for golfing, for sleep.
Oh man.
Thank you, brother.
Thank you, guys.
Phenomenal.
God dang,
Appreciate
it's
you.
Thanks for
freaking
being
amazing. Brian, usually how we end this is we cheers. Brandon and I drink ours, getting fired up
I'm
for you,
empty.
but thank you again for sleeping around with it, brother. Powerful. Gosh, dang, that was good. Thank you, brother.
I gotta tell you, I had kind of a shit day today, and I feel fantastic.
Hey, let's
Hey, let's go.
It's me and the bourbon.
That's right. Mostly you.
When the sun goes down and the moon is high, we'll be chasing stars till the morning